Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link, it'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Put me in a game, Coach Smook. Put me in a game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in a game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in a game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Bama Nation, let's turn the page from week one. I think we all could look back on this game and say that's not the Bama team we expected to show up this season. It's fair. I understand. But this Saturday, we get to march back into Bryant-Denny Stadium at Saban Field. And this stadium, this fan base, this team, this staff, they have a hunger for redemption. Last year's loss to Vanderbilt was so embarrassing. But this year, since week 2, I've seen a different fire in this team.
This ain't the time to get quiet. Ain't no time to be nervous. This team is ready. Bama, 34. Vanderbilt, 17.
Roll Tide only.
Let's go, Bama Nation. Somebody say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game. Man, y'all, I know y'all want to know. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. We had a power outage earlier. Just this side of our street. They were doing some maintenance on the corner there. Had a little power outage. We was down for about a good hour. They got it right back up. Man, we didn't even get to get into our pre-show setup, but perfect setup for tonight, man. Just getting into it natural like we always do. It's Friday night, man. Hopefully y'all in here ready to have some fun. Good to see everybody in the chat, man. I know we pulling in kind of slow. High school football, week 3 with high school football. You got some college games going on, but we still here. What's good, man? What's good, Jason? Good to see everybody in the chat, man. I see y'all pulling up. Zach, I see you. What's up, Greg? Roll Tide, Jason. Can y'all hear me good? I I should be good today, man. I did some adjustments with my mic. We should be sounding real nice and quality today. Nice and quality today. All right. What's good? Good to see you, Jason. MMFT. He said he meant RMFT. Hey, appreciate you. Hey, make sure you get on the wristband, man. I know you seen how to join the AAA family. Make sure you get you one of them wristbands. Y'all gotta fix my posture, man. I see why people think I'm short because I be slouched over like this from bending over into the mic. I gotta pick the mic up. I done adjusted the camera view perfectly, so I gotta adjust my posture and make sure that I'm looking at I'm sitting up right, man. I do too much working out to be sitting down the wrong way. What's up, Jason? Good to see you. It's 3 Jasons in the chat. Wow, it really is Jason Jackson, Jason Watkins, and Jason Bossenberger. Come on, chat. Is this the Jason squad? And then it's October. Jason. Come on, man. What's good, Damon? Good to see you. Roll Tide, man. He said, our guys are ready. Womack, please stop the run and watch. Man, you calling the wrong guy name out. It's the players. They got to stop the run. He just got to call the plays. That's the topic we were kind of diving in on in the phone call segment earlier today. Now that I think about it, talking about how bad of a game we played last year against Vanderbilt and still almost won that game. Did I not start a live stream over on TikTok? Are we not live on TikTok, chat? I think we are. I thought we were. Oh, we are. What's up, TikTok? Okay, DJ. That intro is hard. I appreciate you, my boy. Appreciate you for tapping in on TikTok. Everybody on TikTok. Antonio tapping in with the gifts. Hey, Mary J, make sure we got the banner updated for this month. Antonio should be on that banner. Big Homie should be on that banner. Antonio, Big Homie. Let's see who else. Britt, make sure she's on there. All my gifters on TikTok. Appreciate TikTok. Much love to everybody over there sending the gifts, man. It's all love, man. It's all love and greatly appreciated. What's going on? Did my internet just drop again? Man, listen, I don't know what's going on in Montgomery, Alabama right now, but if we got any viewers that's watching in Montgomery, Alabama, get y'all butts in the house and chill out. All right? Or get your folks in the house and chill out. It's crazy outside. You know, heard the ghetto birds out, you know, a little bit ago. And I heard the emblem about 4 or 5 times. Salute everyone. What's good, Jack? Good to see you, man. Good to see you in the chat, my brother. Roll Tide. I got Hall of Fame Jason in this mug, man. Jason, even with as bad as we played last year, we still should have won that game. Milroe was handing balls out like Halloween candy with 2 turnovers. Really? What about the 16 missed tackles in that game and the 7 drops by receivers? Oh. He always messing with her food and then be wondering why she be. Yeah. Anyway, you sure about it? And see, I hate when fans do that. You try to put it on Milroe as if it was his problem. The whole game was his problem. 2 turnovers in that game, 7 drops or 6 drops, 16 missed tackles. You tell me which one hurt the most. The one that keeps the defense on the field for 42 minutes and only allows the offense to have 17 minutes of, man, that's a crazy stat. And they only lose by 5 though. That's why I was pointing out this morning. We had all those issues last year on the road against a veteran team with a new scheme, something we really didn't have no film on, right? First year in our own new scheme, our own new philosophy. And that was a matchup made in heaven for Vanderbilt, and they played it to their advantage. They capitalized. They were able to extend drives, and I think this year we should be more prepared. But you're absolutely right. The eye candy can't get us, and we got to be a lot more disciplined and execute at a higher rate. Hold on, y'all. Let me do something real quick. Who is this? Oh, that's Adrian. All right. All right, y'all ready to get into the show, man? I just be kind of trying to waste time. Coach Smoot, can't wait to hear your take on this game. And Manziel coming like really didn't even. Yeah. That's the funny part. He's showing up. I guess he's rumored to be like Diego Pavia's mentor or something. But I mean, and shout out to Johnny Manziel, man. He done did a full 180 as far as him as a person. You know, his football career and stuff is over, but as a person, he's gotten his life back on track, and he's doing a lot of positive things. And he can be a positive light to a quarterback like Diego, somebody who's come out of nowhere, just like he did. You know, and his big game was against Bama. It had the same type of feel with the upset, turn that program around. Vanderbilt might be on the up and up after Pavia and what he was able to do. Plus, NIL is still relevant. I had to get my plate. I got a fat dog chat. But I'm sorry. But yeah, so we're gonna get into that conversation. We'll talk about it tonight. And don't forget, man, the phone line is about to be open here in about 5-10 minutes. We're gonna open the phone line in 10 minutes. I'm gonna go over this weekend's game slot. And tomorrow's gonna be a different type of day for the morning show. We won't be going live early, but we will be doing a pregame kickoff show where we'll actually all of our guests will be tapping in via link. We'll be tapping in via link and doing the show that way. So won't be a phone line call in tomorrow. So tonight is your time to get the phone calls in and get your thoughts in about Alabama versus Vandy. And I mean, no, you'll still have a chance tomorrow. I'm sorry, you'll have a chance tomorrow, but tomorrow you have to get on the link, and that'll be how we do the call in tomorrow. So should be pretty good interaction tomorrow, good fun, and ready to have some fun tonight. So if y'all ready to get into it, I'm ready to go to the night studio. I'm ready to go to the night background. I know y'all know it's the late night college football call-in show. I want to go to the late night background, man. I think that thing is pretty cool up in the studio. So we'll get on the night line and get there. Well, what's up? Let me see who else is tapping in the chat, man. Smoot, can UF beat the Horns? Hey, I got the list. You see, I got it in the title. That's why we opening the phone line. I like to have these conversations with more than just, talking my own stuff. I like to talk to everybody else about it. I give my analysis on Saturdays. I just like to hear what y'all thoughts are. What's up, Jackson? Good to see you, man. Jackson, let me stop the music real quick. Jackson, we need your report front and center because there's been rumors. Is rumored. Rumor has it. Is that how you say it? Rumor has it. What's up, Antonio? Appreciate the likes over there on TikTok. Rumor has it that Caden the Diesel Freak has been terrorizing you and old Jeffrey over there. And he been trying to bully y'all, and he tried it on me this morning, but he 0 for 2 coming over here to the AAA side. Y'all gotta push y'all foot down. Y'all better get some chest on you, boy. You better get some chest on you. Do some push-ups, Jackson. Do some push-ups. I need y'all to do some push-ups, man. Can't be letting no Ohio State fan come in the chat talking crazy. My prediction is Bama 34, Vandy 23. Why you scared to get on the phone line and say that? Smoot. Okay, I seen that one. In 1983, I believe Miami got blew out in their season opener and went on to win the Natty the same year. Hey, but the funny thing is, man, we played a horrible game and lost to Florida State by 14, right? If I'm not mistaken, 17-30. We played a horrible game, like effort-wise, and still put up solid numbers. If it was just a stat game for guys to look at their stats and go off of that, it wouldn't be a bad game to submit. Just off stats. Don't turn the film on. You better not turn that film on. You better not turn that film on. You better not. Not from the Florida State game. We're not doing that. No. No. You hear me? No. If you're tapping in on Facebook, man, drop a reaction so I can make sure I see that you're tapped in and you're chatting with the family, man. Listen, do not be scared to get in these comments and chat, man. There is no reason to be scared to talk to anybody in our chat. AAA family, if your opinion is different from ours, oh freaking well, whoop-de-doo. You know what I'm saying? What they saying on social media, whoop-de-doo. Excuse me. If you got a different, if your opinion, that's what it is, man. And the fun part about it is we could debate, we could disagree. Emotions can get there. and we can get hype. We can yell a little bit. We can respect each other and still support each other. And that's what I do. I have my opinion. I'm gonna say it. If I don't agree with you, I don't agree with you. I might think it's crazy and I might think you're wrong. And I might think that my track of thinking has been proven over a period of time, because of what I do. I do it on a different level. I think and I eat, breathe, and sleep this stuff. I project stuff all the time when it comes to college football, when it comes to recruiting, when it comes to basketball, when it comes to Bama. And everything football Bama, everything basketball, women's basketball Bama, I'm real dialed in on it. So when we had those conversations, and even just about the sport of college football in general, the game of college football, it's a different thing. Just tuning in, what's the topic? We got a lot of topics on today, David. Good to see you in the chat. If you read in the title, man, I don't know if Mary J got it in the ticker at the bottom, but we talking about the top games to watch this weekend. We're gonna bring up the lineup from ESPN. And we're going to go through some of the big matchups. We're just going to do 5 of them tonight. I'm going to talk about 5 of them here at the 20-minute mark here. We got about 30 seconds till we get into it. And then after that, 15 minutes in, we're going to jump into the phone lines, man. I'm going to get y'all on the phone lines at the 35-minute mark. At the 35-minute mark, we want to get y'all on the phone lines and get y'all talking about this weekend's lineup. If your team is up this weekend, let's talk about your team, your games. Let me give my opinion on your teams. Why everybody always talking about Bama? Let me get my opinions on your teams. Let's get into the show, man. I'm ready to jump into it. I know y'all tired of hearing me ramble on. Let's get into some real breakdowns and some real schematics and some stuff for the weekend. If y'all ready, man, somebody type in the chat, say, put me in the game, Coach Smoot. Let's do it, chat. Y'all ready? Because I am. Let's go.
You're talking about Jalen Milroe and the Pips?
The perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
I'm not going to take up a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
Appreciate y'all for being here tonight. Once again, I'm excited about the whole weekend. And this weekend is not like the last weekend we saw in college football. And I'm gonna try to get my screen straight up here. I don't need this tab anymore. We can put you right here. That way we in the same area, same stratosphere. But it's not as entertaining as last weekend. I'm gonna tell you, week 5 of 2025, it might go down as one of the best and most competitive college football weekends in college football weekend history. You saw Florida State lose to Virginia in a good game. It wasn't a bad game by Florida State. It was just a good Virginia team taking advantage of home field, taking advantage of the time of possession, trying to maximize what they do best, and they played physical, and they was able to pull one out in double overtime against Florida State. And then you saw Arizona State and TCU go, literally to the wire, 27-24. Sam Levitt and TCU, they played a crazy good game. And then Houston and Oregon State, this was all Friday night. Houston and Oregon State turned out to be a big game. And Houston was a team, everybody, I think they came in favored by, 7.5. And they only won by 3. So 2 overtime games. One was high scoring, and the other 2 were some solid moderate games. But then you wake up Saturday, right? You get into College Game Day. You see Boys the Man. Not Boys the Man, but Backstreet Boys on College Game Day. Coach Saban and crew, man. And that was a fun sight to see. You see that happening, right? And then you look at it and you say, like, okay, boom, like this gonna be a good weekend. Pat McAfee and all his antics, man. And it was just a big weekend. Oregon and Penn State to kick the day off, man. It was a crazy weekend. They had College Game Day, crazy weekend. But you look at some of the matchups that transpired. Ole Miss upsetting LSU, and I don't necessarily consider that an upset. I feel like LSU came into this season with a lot of hype. I just felt like Nussmeier was their saving grace. Outside of that, they haven't. And he hasn't even been the guy for them. And now with him injured, what is LSU going to look like in the coming weeks? So that game was a pretty good one. Of course, Alabama, Georgia was prime time. We took the stage and did what we had to do, came away with a close victory in Athens. They begged for us to come to their house for 10 years. They wanted us to come to their house, and we went in their trap and took over their trap. I like that, man. And then you look at it again, like I said, Oregon came away with that Penn State. Penn State actually showed they showed some competitive fire. So maybe the hype about Penn State may be real. James Franklin just got to prove it in some bigger games. You know what I'm saying? And his schedule, the schedule doesn't help Penn State. Moving on along, man, Iowa played Indiana tough. After Indiana blew out Illinois, Iowa comes in and slows the games down and plays those guys tough. Indiana still pulls it out. Another big game, USC, Illinois. Illinois ended up pulling that off, man. And I'm talking about literally pulling it off by 2 points, 34-32 Illinois over USC from last weekend. Notre Dame, Arkansas. Notre Dame came in. They needed to make a statement for anybody to take them serious because they're one of those teams that's not going to be able to benefit from strength of schedule because of the 2 big games that they lost already this season. They really have to blow teams out the rest of their schedule. And we'll look at their schedule probably a little bit later on in the show, but that's another game I'm going to be excited to watch. And like I said, we're just doing a rundown of all the games and kind of give y'all an overview of what these games look like last weekend and what's going to transpire this week. And then you look at the rest of the day, man. I mean, the rest of the night wasn't really any other big games. Syracuse and Duke turned out to be a sleeper because Duke came out and just put it on Frank and Syracuse, man. I don't know, man. Syracuse is one of those teams. They starting to act like the Kentuckys. You know, the Kentuckys and the Mississippi States from last year's that show up and, you know, disappear every other week. Georgia Tech pulled off a close one against Wake Forest, and this Georgia Tech team is tough. They're not explosive by any means, but they just tough. They physical. They're going to win a lot of games this year. And I think they're still undefeated. Is Georgia Tech still undefeated? I believe so. We saw Vanderbilt and Utah State. Y'all know we play Vanderbilt this week. Utah State looked like they was going to give Vanderbilt a run for their money. I know a lot of Alabama fans were getting excited watching Utah State give Vanderbilt a run for their money, but do not expect that same Vanderbilt team to walk into Tuscaloosa. I guarantee you we will have a different Vanderbilt team. But that was a good slate last week. That was a crazy lineup. Jumping into this week, let's talk about it. We got about 5 minutes before we jump into the phone line. If my computer is scroll over, let's look at it, y'all. And I'm looking up at the screen, so if I look funny with my mouth open, don't be talking about me making memes and stuff. Tomorrow, no big games tonight. BYU West Virginia might end up being interesting here in the next hour when they kick off, but I don't think so. I just think BYU is not good. I think West Virginia is going to probably upset them because they're quote unquote ranked. But being at home, BYU might have the advantage there. So it's a toss-up for me. Not a big game that I'm trying to watch, but 11 o'clock at noon Eastern, Georgia, Kentucky. That's a big game. I want to talk about it. Open the phone lines up. That's one of our key games this week, one of our big games this week. Georgia, Kentucky. Georgia coming off the emotional loss. I think it was a game where both teams find out where they really were. I think both teams look and see where they can grow from. Georgia, their secondary got exposed, and they also got exposed in how they are in the pass game. You know, the offensive line got exposed for Georgia. Going to be a lot of things to build on. They still a solid team, though. I don't think Georgia loses 4 games like I was saying at the beginning of the season. They might be a 9-3, 10-2 type team. Do we see them in the SEC championship again? I don't know, because I feel like Ole Miss is going to beat Georgia. I feel like Ole Miss might beat Georgia this year. Then you scroll down. Let's see. We got so we got Kentucky, Georgia. Let me make sure I got the right list, because it's a fly in here and I want to kill him. That's not what I was trying to say, but my ADHD got me acting crazy. And he trying to get my plate, little bum. I'm gonna go get the fly swatter on the first break. You got Georgia, Kentucky. Then after that, Clemson, North Carolina is another one at noon. That's going to be a big one, because both of these teams were set up to compete for the ACC. Doesn't look like either one is going to. How do you give your team and you know, players that can enter the portal here? That one portal window. That's y'all. I'm a beast. I'm a beast. I caught the fly. I just need y'all to know. I caught the fly mid-air. Somebody listen. Somebody listen. I'm a beast, bro. Zen mode is something serious. Listen, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and just put them in here, because I usually do crazy stuff to these bugs when I catch them in mid-air. I'm gonna just put them in the little ashtray right here, right? And I'm gonna let them suffocate in there. I'm gonna see how long we can keep them bottled up in there. All right, that's what we're gonna do. I'm a beast, dog. I'm just saying. Y'all just give me some love, man. Who else doing that on stream? Who does that live, man? Come on, Mary J, where you at? You get who does that live? Who does that live, chat? What's up, Spencer? Appreciate the likes on TikTok, man. Y'all continue to tap on TikTok. Continue to run the likes up on YouTube. We got a minute before we got to jump into the call-in segment. Let me run through the rest of these games, that big matchups. Clemson, North Carolina, once again, I think that's going to be a big matchup, a sleeper game that I think everybody need to pay attention to. Virginia Tech at Wake Forest. Both of these teams, they might mess around and be the number 3, number 4 team coming towards the end of the season when it comes to conference play. And this might be a team that might be 9-3. These teams might be 9-3 at that point in time and end up winning the ACC and get an automatic bid. They'll upset a team like Miami or Florida State because of their brand of ball. Virginia Tech is that type of team. So be on the lookout for that game. Now, the 2:30 Central 3:30 slate is crazy. I don't know why they did this to us, but I would have loved to see Texas later on, Texas, Florida later on, or Alabama, Vanderbilt later on. Either or. You could have gave us. I'm glad we're playing early because that's good for us as Bama fans. I don't like for us to be the last game of the night. But Texas, Florida, we got to watch this game tomorrow, chat. We got to watch this game. I know everybody's down on Florida. They look bad last time we saw them play. But Texas didn't look great either. You got Arch Manning flexing on D2 guys and thinking that, I don't know. Sarkisian usually gets the offense rolling. We're going to see. We're going to see what this team looks like tomorrow at 2:30. I'm going to be at the Vanderbilt game, Alabama-Vanderbilt game. But tomorrow, Florida, Texas, I'll be keeping my eyes closed on that one. I'll be making sure I keep my app available for that one. And then another one that I think, that a coach is just kind of on the hot seat after the last 2 performances, Syracuse against SMU, the ACC matchup. Both of these coaches kind of was expecting to come in with a little bit more a little bit more of a hot start. Both teams started ranked, right? Now both of them unranked. Going to be an important game for them. Texas Tech Houston is going to be a crazy competitive game. I think it's going to be a high score game. But then to end the night, y'all, big games tomorrow to end the night. One in the SEC being Texas A&M, Mississippi State. I need everybody to watch A&M, who's ranked number 6 right now. I need y'all to listen to me. Texas A&M is ranked number 6. That's a big game I think we all need to pay attention to. But then at the same time, Florida State, Miami. We will find out how good Florida State really is. Miami's front is good. Miami's front is talented. Their defensive front is talented. Their offensive line has been looking good. Have they really played somebody to say that they are good? Notre Dame win doesn't look as good. The Notre Dame win doesn't look as good from the beginning of the season. South Florida again. There's a team that's not actually a Power 5 opponent. So you handled them. They came in with a lot of hype. Florida beat up, right? You got them at home. You've had 4 home games to start the season, Miami. Now you go on the road to Tallahassee. I know it's a rivalry game, but the environment and Doak Campbell with this team is going to be hostile. I think Florida State might end up upsetting Miami, and that's going to just shake it up, and that's going to be good for college football if you ask me in my personal opinion. I'm just saying. And then last but not least, y'all, to end the night, we said Texas A&M, Florida, Texas A&M, Mississippi State. I know Mississippi State has not been getting a lot of talk. Mississippi State is quietly right now. Mississippi State is 4-1, and they just lost a 1-possession game to Tennessee. The same Tennessee that took that Georgia team to the wire and lost by 3 to Georgia. The same Georgia team that we just beat by 3 in their house. I mean, we're gonna get them some leverage. I think it should have been a 2-possession spread in that game, but we were on the road. We handled business. Georgia did the same on the road against Tennessee. This Mississippi State team is tough. They playing a great brand of defense. They physical right now, and they fly around. Texas A&M, Marcel Reed in that offense, they can't start slow. They was able to start fast against Tennessee. They was able to start fast against Arizona State and kind of hit a stump like we did. Texas A&M, you can't start slow. With Mississippi State, they're healthy right now. This team is not to be overlooked, man. This is not the same league as it was last season. I need everybody to listen to me. Mississippi State will push Texas A&M tomorrow. I expect them to push them tomorrow. TCU, Colorado, another late one that might get interesting. That's just exciting. Anytime you see Prime on the sideline coaching, Colorado in a game where they're struggling, I think a lot of people enjoy them struggling. I don't know why. I enjoy Colorado and their development. I like the fact that Coach Prime actually went there and turned the program around. They're a competitive program. They're getting the basis, the foundation of this thing set.
But they're a pretty solid program. I don't mind watching Colorado football. But let's get into the show, man. We're here at the 35-minute mark. If y'all ready to get on the phone line with your boy Coach Smoot, somebody type it in the chat, put me in the game, Coach Smoot. But right after this message, join the AAA family, man, and get in the phone line. Remember, I said you can text the phone line at 334-625-1121 and ask to be added to our call-in list. Or you can email us at coachsmootnetwork@gmail.com. Put your name, what you want to be addressed as on the line. I could save it in here, and when you call in, it'll say it for you. You don't have to say your name and put me in the game. I'll get that when you get on the line, and you'll just be put in as a frequent caller. We got 15 slots, so the first 15 people to do that, they'll be the ones in there. Don't sleep on Ty running abilities, but his passing, he's laser focused, command the huddle. Damon, what are we talking about right now? We about to open the phone line. Call in so we don't be lost in the conversation in chat. Right after this message, chat.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smoot Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smoot Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmootnetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy Coach Smoot of the Coach Smoot Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel. You're talking about Jalen Milroe and the Pips, the perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
I'm not going to take up a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
All right, y'all, 334-625-1121. And the phone line is now open. Go ahead and call in and share your thoughts, man. I want to hear what you got to say tonight. College football week 6. We kicking it off, man. Appreciate everybody for tuning in and for the chat, man. The community that we love. I appreciate so much. Jason, I saw your message, man. Praying for you and your family, man. Prayers up, brother. And appreciate the community for showing love. Got our first call on the line. Let's get it.
Call from Zach Willie.
Yo, Zach, what's up, man? You in the game? Talk to me, man. Y'all give it up for Zach, chat. Let's go.
What's good, Coach Smoot and AAA family? How are y'all doing this evening?
Man, we good. I'm good, Zach. I think everybody in the chat is doing good, man. But talk to me, man. What's on your mind tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow, for the game tomorrow. I think our boys are going to be ready because last year is kind of the same, similar situation with Florida State this year. We didn't necessarily know how their offense was or what style of offense they was going to call against us. We didn't have much footage on it, so it caught us off guard and surprised us. But dating back to the Florida State game, a lot of it was lack of effort in that game. And last year against Vandy, it was lack of effort, not getting proper leverage, being there, but uh, allowing for players to not containing the edge, allowing players to get around you, and busting for big runs. But I think this year, especially since we're playing at home, we're going to be a lot more disciplined. If Coach Womack can have a similar game from a play calling standpoint, then I think we'll be fine. It's just our players have to go out there and execute, and I think we're going to be more ready to execute this time around than we was last year when we played them.
100%. Who's your MVP offensively for Alabama in this game?
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Loxier Brooks. I think he's gonna be able to have an opportunity to make key plays for us in this game. I mean, we expect Bernard and Isaiah Horton to make plays and everything else, and I'm sure Ryan's going to get the ball some too, but you know how that goes.
Hey,
anyway,
you know what? I'm glad you went that way because I've seen the narrative change, and Zach, AAA family, TikTok family, y'all. I think y'all will coincide with this statement that I'm about to make because it's true. I'm not just saying this. I'm not looking for clout by any means. But I say this, and it's true. And Big Frank was in here earlier. I wish Big Frank was in here right now to call in on the phone line. But 3 weeks ago, before 4 weeks now, before Florida State kickoff, when I told everybody that I didn't feel like Ryan Williams would be that guy, I still saw a lot of developmental things that he needed to work on. The main thing was using his hands to catch. I felt like he wasn't a strong route running, going across the middle, like all these things that I kept saying. Explosive playmaker, but only when he's in open space. I've yet to see him make strong catches against press coverage or make solid blocks yet on a consistent basis. And now, after being exposed, big drop against Wisconsin, big drop against Georgia. Mm-hmm. Now people are starting to say all these things that I've been saying, but nobody's where have we been? Where have y'all been? It's been happening. It's been happening since last year. I gave him a pass because he was a freshman, but it's been happening since last year, and some things just need to change as far as how he prepares for the game and how he finishes in game. Like, where's the fear going across the middle? I know the Florida State hit couldn't have been his first time getting hit going across the middle.
No. And he did take a big hit on the sidelines against Georgia and still caught the ball and held on to it. But we need that on a consistent basis. Still, he did not use his hands. He still caught it with his chest. But
yeah, that part. That's why I didn't like it. Yeah, you caught it, but man, it's just the probability of you dropping it when you let it get to those shoulder pads is so much higher. 2 more minutes, Zach. Go ahead, brother.
But yeah, I'm gonna speak on some other games.
Go ahead, brother.
That Florida-Texas game, that's going to be a good game. That will really be a game for Arch Manning to prove the naysayers wrong, as we like to say it. But I believe Florida still has the capability of pulling that game off and making it a close game. I don't see Arch making the plays that he's going to need to make in that game to pull that game off. I just because, and again, first year starter, I understand that, but still, he's a junior. He's had snaps. It's been 3 years. He should be able to run that offense. This is his second year in the offense. First year as a starter, Arch had more snaps and more opportunities at Texas in his offense than Ty has had in this offense, and Ty is still outperforming him by leaps and bounds. I don't think Arch is what everybody wanted to make him out to be. I had high hopes for Arch, and it wasn't necessarily his name. It was his name, but I just wanted him to go out there and prove that he could live up to the name, because he has a big name and his uncles did great things, but both of them didn't win national championships at the college level. They didn't win championships until they got to the pros. But other than that, I just don't see Arch. Final thoughts. I think Bama is going to be more dominant in this game than they was against Georgia. I think being on the road played into a little bit of how we didn't finish in that game like we wanted them to. But my score prediction is Alabama 35, Vandy 24.
100%. 35-24. I think my score, I had 34-17. That's I think I'm gonna go 35-17. Final score prediction for me for Alabama Vanderbilt. Then Texas, Florida. I'm gonna disagree. I think Texas goes in and wins that game. It's not a good win. I just think Florida is just missing so much right now. They really hurting from those first couple weeks and these first couple losses that they've taken. And they don't look fluid at all on the offensive side. The defense has some holes this year. Last year, the defense was a saving grace. It's just a lot that I didn't expect Florida to have to go through, and I think they're going to end up being like a 6-6, 7-5 team. But when they start winning towards the end of the season, we'll be saying the same thing about them that we were last year. Like, hey,
right.
This team going to come in next year and they're going to be good. And they might actually be good after another year with DJ Lagway. But, him getting injured early on and didn't really come into the season healthy. That really hurt them. But, Zach, I appreciate you for tapping in and sharing your thoughts on tomorrow's games, man. Anything you want to say to the family before you get off the line, brother?
No, just roll tide, my AAA family. Love you guys. And I'll holler at you later.
100%, Zach. Roll tide, my brother. Hey, y'all give it up for my boy Zach, man. He might be on the scene tomorrow too, man. We got some things going tomorrow. Hey, if you got them text messages from the call-in number, that's the automated. I got it set up now. I didn't have it set up last time. Another phone call on the line. Let's see.
Call from
Cross. Put me in the game, Coach Smoot.
To accept, press 1.
Yo, Cross, you in the game with Coach Smoot, man. Talk to me, brother.
Hey, man, big roll tide roll, man. What's going on, man?
Man, that much, man. You said this Cross, right? Cross, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Hey, Cross is in the game chat. Y'all give it up for my boy in the chat, man. Welcome in, bro. What's on your mind?
So, last year, it's kind of like, this is bittersweet, bro, because, like, I'm looking forward to this game. And last year, there were two major games. I'm thinking, you know what I'm talking about. It's two major games that I said this year we cannot lose. All right, let's check. I would say 3, but I already knew Georgia. To me, I feel like we would win Georgia because we own them.
hey, you know what's crazy? I got a lot of backlash for saying that, but in the preseason, I felt even the way we won the game, the score won't say we whooped them. Well, we whooped
Right.
Georgia this past Saturday. For what Georgia has claimed to be and what everybody hyped them up to be, we whooped Georgia.
Yeah.
You left 7 points on the field with Ryan Williams. We gave up 7 points on the play with Damani Jackson. Like, they really couldn't move the ball. They couldn't throw the ball in the air. They were getting big runs, but they weren't scoring off those big runs. We were holding them up in the red zone. We won the third down conversion battle. We won the time possession battle. We did everything we were supposed to do to win the game. That's why when people say we need to run the ball better, what you mean run the ball better? We literally ran the ball 30-some times and gained over 100-some yards and was still able to balance play call with the pass. And the passing game was not matured in our offense. We didn't even have explosives in the passing game for real.
Exactly. And so that turned me into a we own them type of fan. I was like, man, I'm not worried about that game. But Tennessee, Vanderbilt, I felt these are must-win games from now on. Like, we played around too much. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, and I'm like, Vandy, it snuck up on us, right? It snuck up on us, and I don't think now. This is my score prediction. I think it's a blowout. I think 42-12 is my prediction, and the reason is because we understand it now, Smook. We understand it now. With Wisconsin, yes, we had drop passes, but we showed that we're resilient. And one thing that Saban era always was a great thing about us in the Saban era is we were resilient.
Yeah.
If we didn't win, it wasn't over. We were resilient. We came back and we started doing the things we needed to do to make the season, if not the best season, one of the greatest seasons ever each time. It was one of it's like time and time again, we proved that we're resilient. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I'm banking on now. This Vandy game is more than just a Vandy game to me. It's a game we must win.
Facts.
We have to win it.
100%. Hey, and I'll say this, man. I'm looking at some of the comments and I'm getting irritated because we didn't play a bad brand of defense. I want y'all to understand something. Those 6 explosive runs, if you contain 3 of them, we're not saying the same thing. That's 80 yards worth of rushing on 3 runs that we gave up, right? 3 explosive runs. They ran the ball, I think, 34 times or 32 times, right? You take away the 6 explosive runs, the 40-yarder, the 30-yarder, the 27-yarder, and I think it was one that was like a 50-some yard. You take away those explosive runs and average out what we were able to do outside of those mishaps, right? Those mistakes, right? By the cornerback or the missed tackle by the cornerbacks. If you take those away, our run defense has been solid. You're talking about Georgia, who averages 4.2 yards per carry. We were able to hold them outside of those 6 explosive plays. There's gonna have your average way over what it really is, right? And you're talking about 32 times. So we can say in that game, for every 5 carries, you can expect the big play. That's not a good ratio when you talk about balling up the run game, because against teams like Vanderbilt, that ratio becomes a lot more frequent and then it's a lot more impactful. But what we were able to do, like we weren't able to do last year against Vanderbilt, we did make tackles when we got to the ball. We put them in situations where they got behind the sticks on second down and third down and forced them to get out of their run. So if anything is not that they made adjustments and made a comeback on us, we gave up 1 score in the second half. I think Ryan Grubb did the smart thing, and he stayed comfortable, stayed with the offense that we were comfortable with. They didn't make enough adjustments to pull us off of pace. We still had 2 drives in the second half of 10+ plays.
Absolutely.
So
let's talk about the big owl in the room too. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, bro. Hey, we gotta get these penalties under control. And
wait. That's a smart elephant. What you mean get these penalties under control? Talk to me. I gotta get some insight about this. Let me close my plate back up. I was about to take a bite of my plate real quick. What you mean? Because with the last 2 weeks in gameplay, meaningful penalties, and I'm talking about actual penalties that affect gameplay. We're talking about 7 penalties in 2 games.
Right.
And 6 of them came against Wisconsin.
Well, I'm talking about specifically the Vandy game, right? Because
Okay,
last
okay.
year, we are you? Would you agree? Last year we made stupid penalties,
Oh yeah. We had 11 penalties for 112, 120 some yards, 130 yards, or something like that.
and so we got to keep our head when it comes to Vandy because we know they're gonna run a specific offense that is gonna try to catch us off guard. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I thought you was talking about this year. I was about to say that's one thing that gives me confidence. We're being at home. This team has played a lot more discipline than they have in the past. In these last 2 weeks have been the most impressive to me. One being we went to Athens, and I think we only had two forced penalties. Let me look at this. Let me look at this stat from last year first. I want to look at the penalties from last year's game, chat, because that's what to me that and missed tackles, 16 missed tackles in the game. You're not going to win crap in the SEC missing 16 tackles. I mean, 16 tackles. Bro, that's to me, when I looked at that stat, I didn't even notice it until after the game last year because it was happening. The drives were lasting so long. You forgot how many tackles you missed at the beginning of the drive. You didn't pay attention to how many tackles we missed until like the 5th or 6th play in the drive. And you're like, dang, we still on the field? It's 11 plays. We still on the field. So let me look at this, though. Let me look at the team stats. Let's look at the penalties from last year's game.
Okay.
In last year's game, you had 6 penalties for 57 yards against Vanderbilt. Time of possession for Vanderbilt was 42 minutes to our 17. They converted 12 of 18 on 3rd downs and 1 for 1 on 4th down.
Okay.
And with our limited time of possession and our struggling offense and our two turnovers, we were able to convert half of our 3rd downs, 50% clip. That's what you want to be at. And we converted the 4th down, the 4th down attempt we went on. And then we had 394 total yards of offense. They only had 418 yards of total offense, so they didn't play a great brand of defense either.
Yeah, they did.
They gave us the explosives. So I look at where we at and the style of play that we're playing this year coming into this season. And then I'm going to give you the last minute to give you a closeout, man. I look at where we at coming into this game. Discipline-wise, we're at home. Vanderbilt's not going to be no slouch. I don't see the 42-17. I do see it being like a 2-possession type game, though. And that 2 possessions would be a 10-point or 14-point, a 17-point type game where you're looking at it and you're like, okay, this Vandy team is legit. Us winning this type of game, getting this spread on them shows how quality of a team we have because we have a good mixed group of veteran and young guys having to step up and play for this team. So final thoughts, man. We got some more games to talk about, but final thoughts, and then we're gonna open the phone line back up, brother.
Most definitely, final thoughts, man. Like I said, I'll stick to my 42-17, but also, man, Ty is I feel like Ty will save the day at the end of the day, man. I love what he's doing, and he's looking immaculate, man. And I know Ty, he's going to step up and he's going to make those plays that we need to, man. So that's my prediction, and I'm sticking to it, man. Roll Tide, roll.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. Roll Tide. Y'all give it up for my guy Cross, man, for tapping in and jumping in on the Coach Smoot Network, jumping in the game, bro. Appreciate you, and definitely call in. When our next calling going to be Saturday night. Hopefully we have a late night call in. We're going to break this game down, get some reactions and all that stuff, depending on what time we get back from the game. So definitely tap in. Appreciate your support, man, and Roll Tide, my guy. All right, y'all. Appreciate you. Hey, Cross in the game, y'all. New caller. I don't think we had him call in before. 512. Let's see who it is. I know who it is.
Call from
Swag.
Yo, Swag. What's up, man? You in the game? Talk to me, man. What's on your mind, brother?
What's going on this evening, Hans? How you doing?
Hey, I'm feeling good, man. We got the call-in line rolling. Everybody talking that good talk. Florida, Texas is a game I think everybody need to pay attention to. I think Texas is gonna win, but Florida got a chance to make some things happen there at home. Supposed to be healthier this week, so we'll see. Then you got a couple more big games this weekend, man. Miami, Florida State. Nobody's really talking about that one, but I think that's gonna be a good one to watch. A lot of hidden good games this weekend. What's on your mind, man? Talk to me.
Well, first of all, I agree with you on Texas, Florida. I think Texas wins. I think it's an ugly game because I think Florida's defense is really good. I mean, their offense has been absolutely atrocious this year, and their defense has kept them in every game. Kind of similar to Auburn, actually. I think both those teams have really good defenses. But I think it's going to be an ugly game between Texas and Florida. But I just think Texas has too much. They haven't, showed it a lot this year, but they have too much talent on offense. I think they will be able to make more plays than Florida will be able to. So Texas will probably win, but I think it'll be ugly.
Yeah. And that's what I said too.
Ugly game.
I think Texas, Florida's defensive front will be able to get home to Texas. That O-line looks horrible. And then I just don't know. Maybe the week off might help Arch and Texas and Sarkisian and that offense get something going. Their defense hasn't been bad, but it's not elite. They still got their pass rusher, but it's not elite. And if I had to be honest, they probably have a tier 2 defense with like a tier 3 offense right now. And that's not a good combination to say that you're going to be one of the competitors in the SEC with those tiers of product to put out on the field. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Florida, Texas. What about Miami, Florida State? What's your thoughts around that game, man?
Man, I don't know. To be honest, man, I've been kind of trying to figure out how to break that game down. I think that's a really tough one to break down, man. I don't know what to really expect. I think Gus Malzahn's offense, when he has a quarterback like Thomas Castellanos, is always going to cause some problems. Just 'cause he can be real creative with a quarterback like that.
Facts.
So like I don't know, but Miami has a real good front on defense, so they may be able to cause some problems for him, especially with him being on the shorter side. They got a big front.
Yeah.
So they may be able to get those hands up and bat some balls down, getting his throwing lanes and stuff like that. But I don't know. That's a tough one to break down. I think it's going to be a good game. I think I'm going to pick Florida State just because I think I want Florida State to win. So, Bama's record looks a little better.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It can go either way. Carson Beck has been pretty good this year. And they got some dudes. They got some athletes out there on their offense. So you never know.
Facts. And I say this about Florida State, like everybody keeps talking about Florida State needs to win out for that loss to look good for us. Nah, Florida State, they start the season unranked. They've come in. Their loss was on the road to a conference opponent. They lose this game, it's not over with. You can lose two. You can lose 2 in the ACC and still be in that conference game. They mess around and still be in that conference championship game. It helps us, but you look at our schedule, man. Alabama's schedule right now. I think 6 out of the last 7 are currently ranked opponents right now. Let me look at it again. You got Vanderbilt tomorrow's a ranked opponent. Missouri's going to be ranked when we see them next week. Tennessee is going to be ranked when we see them.
Yeah.
South Carolina has a chance to make a surge. LSU, can they maintain they're going to get love if they could continue to win without Nussmeier I think they're without him for 2 weeks now. So you got same thing with Oklahoma. So of the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 opponents, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of ours are ranked currently right now. So we just need to handle our schedule. The SEC is not going to beat each other up that much to where the rankings are affected. We've seen that happen already. 2 lost SEC teams will not get dropped out of the top 25 for losing to another ranked SEC team. So, and you look across the board, Tennessee, Missouri, Oklahoma, they have a lot of ranked matchups, 2 or 3 on their schedule left throughout this game as they cross match each other this season. I think we're in a good spot as far as where we sit for the season. But I'm with you. I think Florida State home field advantage helps them win this game. And they're just as talented up front as Miami. They haven't been as consistent as Miami, but they are just as talented up front on both sides as Miami.
Yeah, I think you're going to see some of those classic Gus Bus trick plays.
Oh yeah,
this game for sure.
Oh yeah.
You know what? What I think he may kind of bring back. I think he may sprinkle into the special team side of Auburn. Remember when Auburn used to run that globe return?
Yep.
where
Yep.
they'd receive it, and then they have like 3 guys huddle up back there, and they kind of shuffle the ball around.
It'll be, you know how he gets in these big games, man. He wants to get all the theatrics and everything hype and really simplify, have you looking at stuff that doesn't even matter. And that's why I said Florida State at home. He's going to find a way to get the crowd involved, keep them involved from the offensive side. It's going to be exciting for the players. That's something that we saw from Bama this past weekend. The players were excited with a lot of the play calls. You saw them coming out of the huddle with a different type of hop and a step this past weekend against Georgia because of the play calls. It wasn't like they were questioning things. They believed in the play call, and that's how it turned out. That's how it turned out. And so it's going to be a solid weekend this weekend for Florida State. Hey, final game I want to get your thoughts on before we transition and open the phone lines up. Mississippi, Texas A&M, nobody's really talking about that. And it's another big SEC matchup I think is going to shape out a lot of what's going on in the SEC. So what's your thoughts on that?
Man, so that's another tough one to break down, I think. I think Jeff Lebby's got that offense rolling in Starkville. Is it in College Station or is it in Stark Vegas?
I want to say it's in College Station because it's in College Station because last year A&M Mississippi State was in Starkville, and I think that's when A&M Mississippi State upset A&M. No, they didn't. Texas A&M and went in there and blew out Mississippi State because they didn't win no conference games. They started their little conference slide last year.
Yeah, but I just got that offense in Starkville. I just think the way, if Marcel Reed keeps playing the way that he is, Texas A&M is going to be a tough team to beat. They got a good defense as well.
Mm-hmm.
They got some big guys up front. They always do. They always have a lot of talent. The one thing they've really been missing is solid quarterback play. So if Marcel Reed can keep that up, they're going to be a really tough team to beat. I probably would lean towards Texas A&M, but Mississippi State's got enough firepower and offense to keep it close.
And I don't think people have been paying attention to Mississippi State because of, what happened last year. Kind of like what people were trying to do to Florida State this year because of what happened to them last season. So Mississippi State hovering under the radar right now. You're talking about a team sitting at with one loss, and the loss came against a quality conference opponent in Tennessee on the road. I mean Tennessee came in and beat them. But this was a quality Tennessee team, a good Tennessee team. So, I like you said though, I like A&M at home. I feel like right now Marcel Reed in that offense, they comfortable, not doing anything spectacular. I don't think they're explosive by any means, but they just comfortable in what they do. They confident in how they play the game, and he's not having to utilize his legs as much. Exactly, that's the biggest thing for him. Yep.
But I actually got a kind of a cool story about Jeff Lebby. So I told you I sell hot tubs now, right? I sold a hot tub to his father-in-law. Do you know who his father-in-law is?
Who is it?
Art Briles.
Art Briles, talk about OC Art Briles?
Yeah, like the guy that was the coach at Baylor when RG3 was there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he came in my store a couple weeks ago and I sold him a hot tub.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I
got to talk ball with him.
You should have told him to tune into the Coach Smook Network.
I should have.
You should have.
I should have.
That's what y'all need. Hey, everybody that supports Coach Smook Network, whenever you talk college football with somebody, tell them to tap into the Coach Smook Network. That's the easiest way to spread the word. Even if they not a Bama fan, man, I'm telling you, they will tap in and something will trigger somebody for a conversation. We have a gift for triggering conversation. Swag, you remember how I used to move, man. We used to be out there. I used to be recruiting players to our team from different units. We used to be at practice. People used to be popping up. They'd be like, man, who is that? I'm like, yeah, we just need to fill in right now. I got this scouting type stuff. I know how to scout talent. But yeah, man, y'all just show your boy some love and spread the word. Swag, final thought, man, as we get up out of here and open this phone line back up, brother.
Well, I think my final thought, I'm going to talk about Bama Vanderbilt again. I'm going to go ahead and give my score prediction. I don't think it's going to be as bad as the last guy said. I don't think it's going to be 42-12 or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But I can see it kind of going two different ways. I can kind of see Bama kind of basically winning in a blowout, 35, 38-17, something like that. I can also see it being a little bit closer, kind of about 38-21 or maybe 41-24 or something like that. But again, I think Alabama's going to control the game from start to finish. I don't think Vanderbilt will have a single moment in this game where they have any control over anything. I think Bama's just got to play disciplined, put a hat on a hat, and play. I think they're going to have to put a hat on a hat in this game, though, because Vandy's going to run that crazy version of triple option that they like to run, and they like to throw the ball a lot more out of that this year. So they got to put a hat on a hat and have good eye discipline. But outside of that, I think they'll be able to do that. And if they do that, I don't think Vandy will really have many moments in this game. I don't think they'll have very many opportunities.
For sure, Swag. Let me go ahead and get this phone line open. I appreciate you for calling in, man. 334-251. The phone lines are back open. Appreciate you for calling in, Swag, and Roll Tide, my boy.
Roll Tide, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all give it up for my guy, Swag, man. Tapping in with the Coach Smoot Network, jumping in the game. Those other two callers, I've been seeing 251 call in for a minute. 251, go ahead and call back in. 334, go ahead and call back in. Phone line is now open. Y'all got to make sure y'all pay attention. I know y'all getting these messages. I'm watching them get like the timer going off so they can send them, and then I'm editing them too because I don't want the same message going out every time. 334, let's see who it is.
Call from
Pat.
Yo, what's up, Pat? You in the game? Coach Smoot, talk to me, man. Y'all give it up for Pat in the chat, man.
What's up, Smoot? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm ready to get to this game tomorrow, man. Ended up getting some solid stuff going down. It's about to be a vibe, bro. It's about to be a vibe.
Man, listen, I want to come so bad. I'm in Atlanta, so it ain't too bad of a ride for me. But I got the kids and the nephews this weekend. Watching the kids and nephews, man. But I want to head away just to tailgate and head on back. You know what I'm saying? 2:30 game. I was gonna head there in the morning, 10, 11 o'clock, and tailgate. You probably link up with you, man. But I got the kids the weekend. But
dang, man, look, I was about to say, go ahead and pull up because that's where I'm gonna be at, man. I got a ticket to get in the game. Shout out to my guy Dylan and the AAA family, and once again for getting that. I'll be actually linking up with him tomorrow, and Doug. We got Doug on. Man, we got a few people we're gonna be able to link up with. I won't be alone per se tomorrow, but would have loved to have being that I randomly ended up being able to go. I would have loved to have some more community members just be like, man, bump it. I don't care to go inside the state. If I had 3 people show up that didn't care about going into the game and wanted to enjoy the tailgate, and I got a lot of family and friends out there, Bama Nation, that I tailgate with. And anytime I show up on campus, it could be a random pull up and they see me. Especially now, the ones that support the content. I'm grateful, man. I thank God for the favor of my life and having the connections that we have in this community. I'm blessed, man. So would love to have a lot of people, community members. If you show up tomorrow, man, y'all see me jumping on lives and stuff. Tap in. Hey, where you at, Coach? Well, yeah, I want to pull up on you. I'm here. Or jump in the Discord. I'll be in the Discord active tomorrow. But yeah, man, talk to me. What's on your mind, bro?
Man, I'm the feeling before the vibe before the game tomorrow is, for me, the excitement is 10 times higher than last week going to Georgia for some odd reason. I'm not really. I don't know if it's not really the the name base that I'm just worried about, but just to get back. It's just to get back for me. Run it again. Let's see. See it again. Not to say that they didn't come prepared. Last year, because I understand the narrative is not coming to play for the certain or playing down. I believe Vanderbilt was a good team last year because did they play Texas before or after us?
They played them after us, I believe, because they were still putting it together. We just caught them on a week where it worked for them and didn't for us. Yeah. That's how I feel about Vanderbilt game last year. It worked for them.
Right, and it's one of those games where majority of things went wrong for us, and everything seems to go right for them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's just one of them type things. And I feel like when you get into Bryant Denny and there's 96,500 people in there,
101,000. They putting the bleachers out. They pulling the bleachers out for this game, bro. They add seats sometimes for big games. I think they gonna have the 101. Is it 106? I can't remember. I think it's 101 or 106 max capacity.
This is not normal for Vanderbilt. This is not normal. This is not South Carolina, and I do believe that Vanderbilt is a pretty decent team. But from watching from like I said before, going back and watching their film throughout the week, like I work for the staff. That defense, I feel like we you know what I'm saying, we can expose the defense, put the numbers up. But my thing is, if we do our job on our defensive side of the ball, that we can, you know what I'm saying, not even put no 17. I'm kind of looking at 17 a little. If you know what I'm saying, let scoring 17 is just a little, you know what I'm saying, that's just letting it get away to me.
Yeah.
That's letting drives and stuff and not honing in this week of practice that we done had and being disciplined and what we learned from them from last year, and then this week of preparation. 17 points is just too much for me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I want long sustained drive. I want 8-9 minute drive, convert on third downs, and just, you know what I'm saying, make him look. I want him to sit beside Johnny Football, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
just sit beside him with their jerseys on. I just want them to match jerseys all night. All I want the camera to do is match jerseys with them on the sideline, just match all. That's all I want. I want them to see Ty, the future Heisman for this year, just to eat. Man. That's what I want.
Yeah. I like the energy behind it, man. And the thing is, I don't think we win this game by extending drives. I just think we take advantage of opportunities. I think even with last year, with the type of game we had last year, we missed on a lot of opportunities because of lack of quality protection in the pass game. We saw that affect us last year. We missed out on opportunities defensively. We could have forced 2 or 3 turnovers in that game. Right, got out of phase twice for passing. Got 2 pass interference calls that didn't need to happen. You turn around and find the ball. You got a chance to make a pick, and then you know we had a drop pick across the middle. So we had opportunities. And does that put the ball in the offense's hand to hold the ball longer and to put our time of possession up to 30 minutes in the game? No, because you can still we put up 35 points with having the ball for only 17 minutes. Imagine if we were able to capitalize on those 2 possessions where the defense was able to get their offense off the field, and we had a chance to get 3 or 6 out of that, 3 or 7 out of that possession. You're talking about a 50-point game almost against a Vanderbilt defense that had a lot of veteran experience, a lot of graduate transfers, seniors, juniors, all of that. Same thing they bring back this year, same type of schematics. Sure. They've given up explosive against Utah and other teams already this season. I think Alabama might be able to come in this game and handle from start to finish. Not a blowout, 42-0, nothing like that, but a solid win, 42-30. I don't even think we have to score 40 to beat Vanderbilt tomorrow. I think 38, 30, 35, 38 to 15 or 12 or 17. That's a blowout game because you're not going to slow this Vanderbilt offense down that much. Yeah. Nobody's going to do it.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, but it's just going because, you know, when they do that, man, they was doing the option, but they was passing out of the option. What's the guy from what's his name? I don't know.
Diego Pavia. They run that strong. Okay. They run what you call the power spread option. So they still running the traditional, you know, option type concepts, but they just have your H back and your F back and your J back. They're your slot receiver and your Z receiver now instead of those backs. You've replaced what they do. What they used to do behind the line of scrimmage, you're putting it and you're extending it out to the perimeter. So now the defense can't just stay in the box and contain everything between the 9, you know, or the 7 and the 7 technique. You gotta get out to the 9 and contain the inside zone because now we're spraying you out so much that your defensive ends have to be on the outside shoulder for proper alignment and leverage if you want to show any type of containment towards the run game or any type of containment at all. So it puts you in a lot of stressful situations as a coordinator, but the counter to that, in my opinion, is the aggressiveness and in play calling style. Final thoughts, and then we're gonna get this phone line back open. 251. You keep calling in. Are you watching live? I got real quick, Pat. I'm gonna give you your time back. 251. I'm gonna need you to watch the show. Maybe you need to click the live because you call in after, like, I'm looking at the times. You call in like 3 minutes into every phone call. 2.5, 3 minutes into every phone call that we have. So maybe just back out of the stream or refresh it, hit the live on there, and then it'll catch you up on time so that you can get on the line, man. I want everybody to get on the line that's trying to support. But go ahead, Pat, talk to me, man. What's your thoughts? You gave your final score prediction on this game. What'd you say it was?
final score, I'm a 17 would definitely be the number. That's 2 and a 3. But I'm gonna have to go 13, man. I'm gonna have to go a touchdown because I just feel like another thing I wanted to add too. So with Grubb, with him being in his bag the way he was, with the eye candidate he gave or the play scheme that he gave, do you feel like it's best to go with the flow early? Like what I mean is when you send a slot or send Ryan Williams or Bernard in motion to go with that side play early in the game, go with that side play of a run, and then eventually throughout the game go to your off. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that's what he did that kept Georgia kind of off. You know what I'm saying? Off of their alignment really was when we go. You know what I'm saying? Go give that motion, that early motion, and then we'll come back to the opposite side or you know what I'm saying? He just kept them off, man. Like,
you know what's crazy?
Like
Go look at the lineup. Look at the personnel on the field on that play with Caden Proctor. That wasn't an extra offensive lineman on the field, right? That was a tight end on the offensive line at left tackle. That was a tight end right there. And then you look at the left guard position. That was a left guard, center, right guard, right tackle. And you had another tight end on the field on the opposite side with I think you had Ryan Williams out there on the perimeter, and you motioned Jeremy Bernard from that side, right? You had the full empty backfield. You shifted to that empty backfield. You had Jeremy Bernard motion. You had two strong blockers in Jan Miller and Jeremy Bernard end up being out there with Caden Proctor. Ryan Grubb is way smarter with doing the stuff that just makes freaking sense. It just makes sense. If I'm going to be running some extravagant play that needs perimeter blocking, I'm not going to throw it to the side where Ryan Williams is blocking. Why did we do that so much when we did try the screen game last year? We kept blaming Ryan Williams. Well, Nick Sheridan, you know that Kendrick Law is your most physical wide receiver. Go make him get out there and block. You had Caleb Odom, 6'4", 6'5", 210-pound wide receiver. Go put his big body out there. Like you're doing Isaiah, like Ryan Grubb. So we've seen the adjustments. As far as that play calling style, you absolutely right. You do things in certain games when you have an advantage. You're able to do and show things and put them on film. So I guarantee you, the basic defensive coordinators, like we're going to see in some games later on in the season. We may not see it against Vanderbilt because they've been playing some quality defense. They're very disciplined. But I guarantee you, when another team sees that Caden Proctor shift, nobody paid attention to what's going on the other side.
On the other side, there you go.
Nobody paid attention.
Exactly.
Nobody paid attention to the fact that Caden Proctor and the offensive line kept everybody that lined up as receivers, eligible receivers, because of the offensive line not going upfield to be the blockers in that screen. So guess what you can do off of that? Caden Proctor could be off the line of scrimmage out there, and when they hike the ball, he could stand up and act like he's looking for that screen. And instead of Jeremy Bernard going to block the corner that's probably going to be trying to jump that route to Caden, he can release up the sideline to a wheel route while Jan Miller is running a fake block / hitch right there. You got your shock RPO alert type call, your RPO wheel call. So we got a lot of things we can build off that just win and play. And I think that's what makes it exciting about Alabama's offense. And then defensively, I'll go back and watch the Georgia game again. I know we're getting mad about the run game, but Yanzi Pierre ended up turning on a switch in that third quarter, chat.
He did.
He turned on the switch. And if you look at how effective Quay Russaw was in the first 3 drives and the amount of time it took Yanzi Pierre to turn over in-game learning experiences, I'm excited about everybody else behind him because if he can do it, I think guys like Noah Carter, guys like Justin Hill, guys like Duke Johnson. That means those guys are able to learn at that speed too. And bro, you get some of those young guys out there to play with the fire and the motor that we've seen from London Simmons, Asaya Faga, Steve Bowler. Man, this defense could be a lot more productive than what it is right now, just from a pure energy, effort, and standpoint.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, man, I appreciate you, man. My final score, man, I would say I'm gonna say 42-13, man.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think they run away with it. Hey, it's kind of sad to say that college game day and all the hype around it, and everybody's gonna fill out Brian Denny, and then throughout the game they're gonna pull away. They're gonna pull away before halftime. Yeah, I'm staying true to that, and I hope he when he gets to the club that night, since he bought all the sections out, that he spent some money in Tuscaloosa, man. Him and Johnny Football spent some money in Tuscaloosa, give out some money back.
Hey, I promise you, I probably run into their butts on that campus tomorrow. I always find, I don't know what it is, man. And y'all, they listen to me on this show every week or however long I've been doing this, and I talk about my experiences and my encounters on the campus, man. And I was literally live one time last year for the South Carolina game. That's what it was. I was live, man, and I was doing my score predictions, and I ran up on Hubbard. What's his name? Adrian Hubbard. Didn't know who he was. And the interaction was priceless because I didn't know who he was. If anybody in my chat can recognize Adrian Hubbard without me going into details and having to go past 3 or 4 lines about explaining who he is, please let me know. And just think about that. Y'all can't even like spur off who he is in the chat by just me saying his name. Imagine trying to notice him, right? And so he tried to pull the whole I'm a celebrity, I'm a former Bama player move on me. I'm like, bro, I just got an autograph from Bobby Humphrey. He got a whole stand set up, and he was cool with talking to me and reminding me of who he is. I never seen Bobby Humphrey in person.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So like I'm not about to, man. But anyway, roll tide, man. I appreciate you for calling,
man.
Man.
Roll tide, coach. All right.
Y'all give it up for my boy Pat, man, calling in on the phone line. 251, that's Damon. We found out who it is. It's Damon, Mary J. Damon trying to call in. Damon, go ahead and call in now, man. Damon Davis, if you don't think Nick Sheridan did a good job calling, Grubb doesn't have a Jalen Miro to deal with this season. Let's talk about that. You don't have to factor in trying to utilize uber athleticism in your vertical passing offense, right? Because that's something you just don't waste on your roster. Move. That's just something you don't waste on your roster. The type of talent Jalen Miro had, natural athletic ability, the explosiveness he had, that's something you don't waste on your roster. You don't just say, all right, here we go. It ain't the type of offense we want to run. You take the personnel, the best what's available, and he was the most consistent during spring and fall camp. And that's what got him the job. Shout out for the 27 likes on YouTube, man. Continue running likes up. We got 34 people in the chat. Don't forget to run the likes up, hit that thumbs up. Curse 30, I see y'all on TikTok, man. Let me get caught up on TikTok, man. Hopefully I'm not too late on TikTok. I be missing y'all comments when we get in the phone line. I gotta come over to that YouTube chat. Jay Walk, what's good? Roll Tide in the chat over there on TikTok. Coach 30, oh my fault, wrong one. Coach 30, what's up, man? Hey Jay, I wasn't laughing at you, dog. Don't do that. I don't want no smoke, bro. I don't want no smoke. Swear for Lord, I don't want no smoke, man. Coach 30 said 28-21 Bama. I don't think it's gonna be a one possession game. It'll be a close game, but not the one possession. Sam B. Wright says, what's up, man? With the follow. Appreciate you for the Roll Tide. Coach 30, appreciate the 5 gifts, man. Appreciate the 5 gifts. Who this? Is this my Uncle Peso tapping in? What's up, Unc? Good to see you over there on TikTok, man. Drop a comment. Let me show my people some love on TikTok. Appreciate the TikTok family, man. Appreciate the TikTok family. Phone line is open. 334-625-1121. 334-625-1121. Call in, talk about the Vandy game. Or whatever game. Whatever y'all pull up and talk about. Give me some score predictions. Talk to me. We here, y'all. We here. 334-625-1121. We got another caller on the line. 229. Let's see. I never seen that number before, or have I? Just ain't seen it in a long time. Let's see.
Call from
J-Ro.
Yo, J-Ro, what's up, man? You in the game? Talk to me, man.
Put me in the game, Coach. What's up, man? What's up, man? How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling, bro. Just ready for this game tomorrow. I'm really excited about this game. Just going back and looking at the facts from last game. You know, everybody talking about how embarrassing it was, but going back looking at it, and I'm excited. We lost by 5 points and played a Florida State effort type game. execution wise, we weren't there last year. I think this team is better this week, coming into this week, mindset wise, and it's a different outcome this year. Talk to me about this weekend, man. Starting with Alabama Vanderbilt. What's your thoughts, bro?
This is my thoughts, right? Because I heard just a joke real quick. I heard somebody say that Pavia is Johnny Manziel 2.0. And I said, well, if he's Johnny Manziel 2.0, Johnny beat us the first year. The second year, Johnny lost us. So I think, if he's 2.0, he's supposed to lose Saturday.
Man, you know it's crazy. I said that 2 weeks ago. I said that 2 weeks ago. Somebody came in there and said Pavia coming in. As a matter of fact, it was our resident Ohio State Bucknut. He came in talking about how Pavia gonna come in talking crazy. And he gonna Johnny Money Manziel, whatever it was. He gonna come in with that type of energy. I said that's cool because he got us that first year, but that second year we made him. I think he threw 5 interceptions against us that second year, if I'm not mistaken, or had 5 total turnovers. Yeah. They had 5 turnovers.
Yeah, but on a more on a serious note, though, I think right now we're in the meat of our schedule. I think our team is turning the switch on at the right time. I believe defensively. I think that we will be able to make the adjustments after the Georgia game, letting them run for over 200 plus yards, average 18 yards. One of their running backs averaged, I think, 18 yards a carry. I believe that's something that Kane Womack would adjust and fix. I do like our secondary. I think our secondary is playing lights out right now. We're defending the perimeter when it comes to receivers. I do think that the linebackers are playing better too, because that's something I wanted to see. Something I was kind of like really advocating for. I wanted to see more of the linebacker play. I seen 10 come down and crack some guys. I seen young Zay Pierre come down and hit some guys. Defensive line getting pushes. Like that game, them 200 plus yards don't really equate to how well the defense played. And we're not used to letting teams run for 200 plus. That's not an Alabama defense when you think about when you think about the formula that Alabama has put out on defense years prior. Running 200 plus yards is not something that was in that formula. You know what I'm saying? So, defense is playing lights out. I do believe that this game was circle. Maybe it wasn't, but I think this was one of the games that was circle because we lost to them last year. I think the teams we lost to last year, the teams that they're more, kind of got a spotlight on, but we're living week from week. I think this game is, I think it get out of reach, man. I think it's just too much hype around it, more hype than it needs to be. I think the Alabama players are locked in. They buying into what Kalen and the boys doing. Man, I like where we are, bro. Ty Simpson's playing out his mind right now, bro. Like I watched my quarterback go up to the line multiple times in that Georgia game and check into a different play after reading what the defense was in, and literally standing in the pocket poised and just dotting them up and ripping the defense into shreds, man. So I like where we are offensively and defensively, man.
100%, man. You said something that I think was key in this game. The fact that we were able to make those changes. That means that the quarterback has a clear, concise way of communicating with his offensive lineman. And I think what happens is because of his level of understanding and that continuity in the system, right? He's able to communicate it on a different level than Jalen Milroe was last year and understand it. So now running backs not stepping up in the wrong gaps to provide your extra protection. Your tight ends not leaving and chipping too early or second guessing when they need to dip out early or chip and leave early. So just a whole level of different understanding. I think we saw Alabama, like you said, take a few steps forward against Georgia. And it probably didn't show in the results as far as the total number of points scored in the game or the total amount of yards rushing that we gave up. But you can tell the difference in initiative and mentality as far as executing on the field for this team on both sides of the ball. And honestly, at all 3 phases, because you remember against Wisconsin, we gave up a kick return touchdown. Georgia has some explosive guys in their return game. We didn't give up a lot in the return game. But Chauncey Boyes, just to go back, you said we were giving up yards, 14. Chauncey Boyes was the leading rusher for that team, and he averaged 9.9 yards per carry. Now, out of his 12 carries, and the 6 explosive runs that Georgia ended up getting, he had 3 of those. One of them was a 43-yarder, and the other was a 38-yarder. And then Dylan Bell had the end around that was 43 yards. Nate Frazier had the 24-yarder explosive play. And then Gunnar Stockton broke for one. But it really didn't hurt us. But outside of those three guys being effective in the run game, we really, like I keep telling everybody, you take away the Dylan Bell, one Dylan Bell rushing play, and you look at the average, then we're back at our average, 4.3 yards per carry with the explosive plays by Chauncey Bowen. So it's not like we got out of character. We didn't play terrible. We didn't play terrible, and we made one or two small mistakes that had big results, right? Not necessarily big consequences, because you saw the adjustments made once we got in the red zone. That's one thing. Perimeter run game becomes a lot more different in the red zone, and I will say our secondary did good. Minus that the last score that we gave up when everybody got flushed inside and they kind of just rolled like a sweep type play off to the left. But other than that, man, if we're just more intentional on establishing the outside containment, we'll be in a good spot. What was your final score prediction? And then you got any thoughts about any other games this weekend?
I would say my score prediction. I haven't been doing that this year. So I'm gonna pass on the score prediction. I think we win this game though. I think it's not by. I don't think it's close. I think it's more of a blowout. I don't want to put a number on it because every time I do that, I jinx it. So I'm gonna wait on that. Another thing I want to say real quick. That Georgia game, a lot of fans. You call them Fairweather fans, but a lot of fans cried about us not being able to move the ball, like us not getting in the red zone and scoring. And a lot of Georgia fans were saying it too, like, oh yeah, we held y'all in the second half. What I seen our offense do in the second half of that Georgia game was phenomenal. We controlled the time of possession. We controlled the clock. We didn't have to score.
We didn't have to. Your offense didn't put our defense in a situation to where we felt like we need to make any drastic changes. Even with your run game, your explosive runs during that game, your offense did not put our play calling in a situation to where we felt like we had to turn the page. And that's what I will say about Kane Womack. You had opportunities for guys to be in the right spot to make plays, just like last year. But once again, when you don't execute, when you don't contain or maintain your leverage and contain the outside from the perimeter, you don't allow your flow to fill in from inside out, those are the type of results you hit. But to stick with what you know your players can do and still be able to say, okay, we're not in a bad spot. Or at any time, I felt like Ryan Grubb felt like he could turn it up a notch, right? I felt like Ryan Grubb felt like at any time, not at a drive, but in the middle of a drive, he could say, okay, what is this? Third and 11, bet, let's hit them. And that's how locked in that offense was. So I'm like you. I'm fine with what we did. We didn't have to turn the page for Vanderbilt.
Right. And all we got to do, man, is just continue to execute one week at a time. You know what I'm saying? Not look too far ahead, but stay in the moment, live in the moment, and enjoy the moment, man. And hey, I got us winning big tomorrow, man. And I appreciate you allowing me to have a voice on your channel, man. Y'all continue to follow my boy Smoot, man. Support his content. You know, he's talking real about Bama talks, man. He got real content out here. Not a lot of people doing it like him, and he's very authentic. So I appreciate you, bro. And you know I'll be in touch for sure that, man.
Hey, J-Ro, don't go nowhere. I got a huge announcement, man. I just got a stat update for tonight, man. You know, if y'all don't know, J-Ro is my he's basically like the Coach Smoot Network presence back home in the East Alabama area, West Georgia, helping with our recruiting, keeping the ears to the ground on that aspect for the Coach Smoot Network. But we got some high school boys that's in action tonight. Our Russell County boys, them 431 boys is out there acting up. Bryson Riggins with 20 of 25 for 301, 4 TDs in the win over a 28-10 win over Stanhope Elmore tonight.
Stanhope Elmore. I just left that game too, Smoot. I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. Them boys, listen. I'm gonna tell you, listen. If y'all in the area, if y'all down 431 passing through in 2 weeks on the 17th, pull up at Russell County High School. We will be playing Pike Road. I'm telling you right now. Listen, that's gonna be the game of the century.
I'll be back. I'll be back there. That's the game we did last year. I'll be back for that one this year. I'm gonna talk with Griggs and everything.
I'm gonna get with you. Cause I'm gonna try to be down there so I can get some. But that game for to be crazy.
You already know, man.
Listen, Russell County different, bro. Them boys are different. I can see the difference, and they can turn it on when they want to. You know, a team is good when they can let a team feel like they got a chance, and then they can just turn it on and slam the door.
Yeah,
like they did that to Stanhope Elmore tonight, man. They look phenomenal.
For sure. All right, bro, let's get this phone line back open. E4 blowing it. Hey, I'm going to say I'm grateful. I appreciate y'all for blowing the phone lines up. Keep calling. I'm gonna stay on. I promise you. If you
Roll
want to get on, you gonna get on. My boy J Rose said, "Roll Tide." Appreciate you, my boy.
Nothing but the Tide. You did what I'm saying. Hey, W's up, man. Y'all be safe, brother.
All right, you too, bro. Roll Tide, man. Got another caller on the line, y'all. 865. Let's see who it is.
Marquis Woods.
To accept, press.
Yo, Marquis. What's up, man? You in the game with Coach Smook? Talk to me, man.
How you doing, Coach?
Man, I'm good, man. Just chilling. Look, I'm excited, man. The phone line's popping tonight. Again, 2 weeks in a row, we done had a crazy number of calls. So I appreciate you for tapping in, man. And what's going on, man? Talk to me. What's on your mind tonight?
I'm just, man, listen, this game has been on my mind since we lost last year. And I'm just excited for our boys to get out there. I mean, after doing what we did last year, I mean, like we've been saying, like our deep, like we didn't play bad as a team. It was just we couldn't get off the field. It was something we hadn't seen in a very, very long time. I mean, we didn't get too many turnovers. I mean, Jay Mill threw that crazy pick in the first quarter. I mean, just put us in bad positions, like you were saying earlier in the show. I mean, just we don't have Jalen Milroe this year, and Jay Mill's one of my favorite players ever to come through Alabama, ever.
Yeah.
But the sporadicness that he had for us in his last year was way worse than his first, and that just
confusing, ain't it?
That's what hurt.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, Todd Simpson is playing above and beyond this year, and I mean, it's, I've been a big fan of him since he first came in, and like you said, it's been the mental side for him, and him being able to get there and being able to command the offense the way he commanded against Georgia, the way he's been commanding it, honestly, since
Florida State game. I feel like Ty has been in control of the offense. He just needed to build that confidence, and the best thing that could have happened to him was that competition that he faced against Florida State, because truly and honestly, I'm looking at our schedule right now, and I look at the rest of the rosters on schedule right now. I'm looking at just teams, logos, right? What I know about the portal and what they've done in the portal, what they've done to get to the point where they are right now. Missouri is the talented team that Florida State meets that level of competition. Tennessee, hosting them at home, they meet that level of competition. Florida State would beat South Carolina right now the way that South Carolina is playing. Florida State would beat LSU the way that LSU is playing, and they don't have Doug Nussmeier. Florida State and Oklahoma would go to the wire with a healthy Mateer, but without a Mateer with Hawkins, is Florida State the better team? Florida State will beat the dog shit out of Auburn, man. So like that was the best thing that could have happened to us. Florida State is better than, and I'm confidently saying this, Florida State is better than 4 or 5 out of the remaining opponents that we have left on our schedule. So I'm just saying that's where I'm at with it.
I just feel like, I mean, for me, like you said, and like a lot of people don't understand. I mean, if you didn't play football and you're speaking on football and you're speaking on coaches, I really can't have a proper conversation with you. You know what I mean? Because you're watching Monty. Like Monty is, like you say, he's our best cover guy, hands down. Like I think zone man to man, he is our best cover guy. But when it comes to stopping the run, Monty has yet to show up. He has yet to show up. I mean, you called him out on it. I mean, it's all cool to hit a guy when he's not looking. I play DB. I understand. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, it happens. It's cool.
Yeah.
But you have to make plays in the run game if you're going to go be that top one.
Hey, so Marquise, did you figure it out early that if you show up at least 2 or 3 times in that run support, they usually stop doing that? If you just show up, if you put your body in the way and force them back inside, a lot of times you set it up for big hits coming from inside. A lot of times your linebackers and your safeties, they tracking inside out on a bead, and all you got to do is hold that running back up for a step, make him stutter, make him plant and turn inside for a half a second, a half a movement. I learned it early, man. I was smart, bro.
100%. And it's like, for me, for me, it's like I'm watching it. I mean, you were talking. I was watching game film when you were doing it the other day, and it was just like I'm just screaming at the TV like, Monty, like, what are we waiting on? Like on defense, you don't wait to make a play. You go make a play.
You go make a play.
You feel what I'm saying? And you're waiting for the DB. And then he gets upfield because you're not getting an angle.
And you know what's crazy?
You're not going.
Go look at how Dijon Lee attacks the outside shoulder of the blocking receiver in front of him on outside containment. Go look at what Cam Calhoun did against ULM and Wisconsin when he had opportunities. Florida State when he got in the game for those 4 snaps. I'm gonna do this. I don't usually complain about coaching. Y'all know I don't do that here. But I want to talk to Coach Mo and Coach Jones in that secondary room and find out why in the flying is my boy Cam Calhoun not out there after what we've seen from and maybe ZB is in his sophomore slump. Same thing. The Deuces are having slumps right now. They're deucing. They looking like a bunch of shit right now with some of the plays that on both sides. And so, and I don't care that people are gonna beat me up for this. I think when you got a veteran presence that can replace these guys, you went out to the portal and you got Cam Calhoun, a veteran guy that is proven in a system in Utah that plays discipline ball and is proven that one of your best boundary corners in the country, was the number 3 ranked corner in the portal. You go and get him, and you can't find a spot for him, but you're going to keep throwing the freshman out there to put him in situations he's not familiar with. It doesn't make sense when it comes to that. I get where Kane Womack do with the inside linebacker room, the Kyle Green, Justin Jefferson, Deontay Lawson, letting that figure itself out. I get that, the rotation there. But if you're going to be rotating guys in the secondary, if you're going to be giving opportunities to Red Morgan, who had plenty of opportunities last year and it has gotten better, but we know where Red Morgan struggles at. We know where he struggles at. Come on, man. You got Red Morgan sitting on the bench this last game, man. He's probably one of your best run support DBs. You got him playing on the boundary. Where's his reps at? He plays great run support. Dijon Lee, Red Morgan, Cam Calhoun, Dijon Lee. That pairing of corners could have probably did a lot more better in production with supporting the run game than the group last week. And but on the flip side of that, bro, Marquis, on the flip side of that, the good thing about having the type of depth and talent that we have is now this week, if you get into a situation where you need to make the switch because guys aren't making those corrections, we have enough talent to where you don't see a drop-off. We saw it with Dijon Lee last week. Deshaun Jones played a lot more solid in the second quarter on throughout the rest of the game. And then Cam Calhoun, we just wait for him to be unleashed. He's more than ready.
100%. And I think that's 100% the piece that we are missing on the defense right now is Cam Calhoun. I just feel like he's gonna play with that reckless abandon, like they said in the offseason. Like he plays like T3 to me. He plays like T3. I mean Trey Amos. I mean he plays like one of those. Like he's gonna man you up. He's gonna play physical, and he's gonna get in the run game, and he's gonna pop it. And that's what a good DB supposed to do. When like Damani, he faking it right now. He's faking it. Like I'm not gonna lie.
I don't even think he's faking it. I think Damani got when that Kobe Young play happened, that messed up. That was his first time he had an opportunity for his psyche to be messed with since he's been at Bama. Because from day one, since he's shown up, he's been that guy. And people, they didn't throw his way towards the end of the season. You didn't see him get tried in the Florida State game for real. Even early in this game, he made a big play, dropping off of the vertical and dropping back down in the flats and making the hit, dislodging the ball on the incompletion. So it is not like that play, though, probably shook him to the point where he got his eyes God looking in the backfield, trying to make up for the previous run containment he missed. And I seen a comment in the chat said it's not all on him. It is when your defense is flowing to weak side containment, and it's his job to force everything back inside because you have your flow coming from weak side containment. It's okay to have your containment outflanked outside the tackles. You just don't want it outside the numbers. You don't want your defense containment being broken outside the numbers. I don't mind it being broken in between the hashes or outside the tackle box. Let's not let it get extended out past the numbers. And when it gets past the tackle box, it's the cornerbacks and the safeties' job to turn it back inside to your defensive linemen, linebackers, and support run help from the strong side that's flowing to the weak side. basic concepts there, B Rob. I played the game before. I did a little coaching, you know. I may not have done it on the collegiate level. I may not be Nick Saban, but it's certain basics to this game that you can pass on through each concept in each game or each system, and simple things as far as maintaining outside leverage. If you're the most outer defender, that's something that you were taught grade school.
Man, come on. You are the last resort of defense. If you are the DB on the outside and it gets to your side, you are the last source of defense.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't really want to hear it. I mean, he has to make plays in the run game. He has to force it to the other side. Like they weren't running the ball up the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, we were stuffing it up the middle. We were getting beat to the perimeter like crazy.
Yeah.
Like crazy. And it's just that's on DB.
Facts.
That's on DB.
And then in those situations where you know you might have aggressive corners, they might be solid aggressive corners up front that might get caught reaching sometimes. There's nothing wrong with going to a cloud too high. There's nothing wrong with that, especially when you got guys feeling like Bray Hubbard and Keon Sabb. You want to force him to be at 10, 12 yards off of the line of scrimmage up high so they don't lean into a game like this. I don't mind Bray Hubbard not being in the box. I don't mind you allowing the nickel corner hugging the box a lot more this game, and those guys rolling from the hot safety spots downhill to make containment tackles. I feel like when they are closer to the line of scrimmage, that's where you're going to see a lot of mishaps because of how aggressive they are. It's like a magnet. Once you get within 6 yards of the line of scrimmage with those box safety type guys, they get sucked into the backfield. They don't keep their eyes on the ball. Need them to play in a high technique and keep a lot of back end discipline. Don't let anything get behind them because Javier has been pulling up and launching some balls downfield this season. So overall, man, I think if we see just a different exertion of effort from last year to this year, neither team is the same, but I think our best effort is better than 90%, 95% of the country's best effort with the roster that we have.
100%. And I just think that's where, for us, Vandy last year, like us, I mean, just getting punched in the mouth just time after time. And just this team never responded ever last year. Never, ever did they respond in the proper way. Because, I mean, yeah, we did go on our little win streak, but, I mean, at Oklahoma, we had plenty of time to get back in that game and didn't do it. And I'm not going to dwell on that. And I ain't going to get on that, but it's just we didn't punch back. But this team this year, because of Ty Simpson and the way that he's carrying himself, the leaders that we have are really not just talking, really playing. I just think we bring a different type of energy. We understand what's really at stake here. And I just think that we're going to play like our lives on the line, like we should.
Yeah, and y'all got to remember, man, we're at our 5th game of the season right now. This is where your identity starts to show up. I don't care if you're a bad team or a good team; it starts to show up in weeks 5 through 7, and that's usually what your team is. Is this a team that week 5 they're going to show that they're going to continue to get better off of a 3-1 record, right? In game 5. Week 6 of the season, are they going to continue to make strides forward like we've seen every week? ULM got better. Wisconsin got better. Georgia, we got better. Why can't it continue to happen against Vanderbilt at home? Stage is set. Doesn't have to be a blowout win. And I want y'all to understand this. Kalen DeBoer is not in his history. In the second year, they don't necessarily blow teams out when they get better. They get better to the point where they just win games. So do we have to see blowouts the rest of the season? I don't care if we do or don't. I think if you teach your team how to win in tight moments like you are now, especially in the SEC, it pays off in the playoffs. And then next 100%. Next year will be the first time you've seen Kalen DeBoer hopefully come back for a 3rd season as a head coach at the Power 5 level. He hasn't done it 2 years at Fresno, 2 years at Washington. Now he's at Bama. If we can keep him past 3 years, man, 4 years, we'll see that level of dominance return. It's already turning over right now. Final thoughts, man, and then we're gonna open this phone line up. I think we got time for 2 more phone calls, chat.
Okay, I think my final thoughts are this, Coach. And I'm gonna try to. We talk a lot about the defense, but like you mentioned on the offense, and I love when listen, Ryan Williams is going to have a day tomorrow. He's going to have a day because he understands what's at stake. He understands like the effort for him. Once that goes up to 100% every game, we're going to see a different Ryan Williams. I just feel like the effort is not there 100% until something bad happens. And I need him to just play with 100% effort, whether bad happens or it doesn't. You know what I mean? And I just think he's going to have a big day tomorrow. I think that this Vandy game is going to determine a lot for our season. I think it's going to determine a lot for how the rest of the season goes. Like, if the team does not respond how they need to, I don't think we get to the playoffs and we lose another game. We lose probably 2-3 more games. Just to be real with you, I think we kind of derail. I just think that's where it'll go. But I think that if we respond the way I know we're going to respond, which I'm 100% confident that we're going to respond tomorrow, I think that we'll win out. We'll be pretty close to winning out. Winning one more loss at South Carolina, maybe. But I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be all right, man. If we just win this game tomorrow, do what we got to do, we'll be fine.
100%, man. 100%. I appreciate you for calling in, Marquis, and continue to support, man. Roll Tide, my guy.
Say roll Tide.
Yes, sir. Hey, y'all, phone line is hot tonight. I appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Listen, we got time for some more phone calls. It's 9:55 now, so we started on time. That means we on our regular time schedule. We're gonna try to push it for another 15-20 minutes, y'all. If y'all want to continue to call in, I want to acknowledge some comments. You said Ryan responded well last game. Okay, he caught a pass, took a big hit. What do you do, man? That's not consistent. What is consistent? He drops the big passes in big moments. Got to see that change. And then, what did bro just say? Marquis just said something on the line. I want to respond to it. Oh, he was talking about Ryan having a big game tomorrow. Vandy running back said that they're going to dominate us tomorrow. I can't wait. Big Frank, I don't think and Marquis, everybody that thinks Ryan Williams' comeback game is tomorrow. I don't think tomorrow's that game. I truly believe he'll have another regular game, another decent game, another good game. I don't think he played a bad game last game, but I don't think he'll do anything spectacular to show that he's wide receiver one. He'll fall in line and do what he's supposed to do. That's catch the ball when it's thrown to you. I don't think he'll be the reason why we win. Jeremy Bernard has been a huge reason why we have been effective in the receiving game. Him, Caleb Edwards, Josh Cuevas, Isaiah Horton have been like the primary reason why we've had the effectiveness we had. And if we're being honest, the person that's really causing the mismatches in the secondary and been able to break some coverages and bust some coverages that just haven't been given the deep ball opportunity is Lacier Brooks. And I think that's who is going to capitalize tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be Ryan Williams. I think Lacier Brooks, and I'm telling you, I've been getting the reports from practice. We've been getting our notes, and this young man is definitely in the rotation now. And I don't see them removing Jeremy Bernard no time soon, and Isaiah Horton has been the second most targeted receiver on the team behind Jeremy Bernard. Caleb Edwards is another guy that's rising as far as the targets. Rico Scott. Guys getting in and making big with their opportunities. Cole Adams, I wish we could find a way to get him back in the rotation, because I think as far as possessions and catching the ball, we don't drop a lot of those that we saw with Ryan Williams this season. Ryan Williams is leading the team in drops, chat, but not leading the team in targets this year. Last year, you had an excuse. He had the most targets, more opportunities to drop the ball. This year, it's not the same. Big Frank, I'm gonna need you to get off that man's stuff like that, because it's just facts, man. It's just facts. Do we need to pull up the statistics to show you the facts of the team so you can finally get some? Jeremy Bernard is our leading receiver right now with 310 total receiving yards. Let's start off with that. 310 total receiving yards. Who's leading in receptions right now? Jeremy Bernard leading in receptions, right? Ryan Williams has one more reception than Isaiah Horton, right? 15 more targets than Horton, though. 15 more targets. So I was wrong about the targets. He got 15 more targets, only one more possession. He's only averaging 2 more yards than him. Like Cole Adams is a big play waiting to happen. I like Latier Brooks right now. 8 receptions, 128 yards, 1 drop. Ryan Williams has 2 TDs. He has the third tie for third most receiving touchdowns on the team with Josh Cuevas. Isaiah Horton, Jeremy Bernard are in front of him. Like I said, wide receiver 3. There's nothing wrong with being wide receiver 3 if you got Jeremy Bernard and Isaiah Horton in front of you. I'm stuck on Ryan Williams because you're here and you haven't called into the phone line yet to stand on business. And I'm starting to feel the Fairweather fandom coming from me. Because you wasn't here when he was dropping them passes. You wasn't here to answer to that last weekend. And everybody was here. We had, how many people we had in the chat at one point? 108 total live current viewers. Nah, Daniel, he ain't got to take a hike. I'm just saying, he always popping this stuff about Ryan Williams, but don't want to acknowledge that this boy has not been the star that everybody hyped him up to be. He is not wide receiver 1 in Alabama's wide receiver room. It's simple, and I'm not hating on him. I'm just like the Milroe Simpson debate last year. To say that Jalen Milroe wasn't the best option for a quarterback last season was crazy to me. I never debated that Ty Simpson wasn't the better quarterback. I never debated that. I always thought Ty Simpson was the better quarterback, but the best option for what we had to do to win games or put ourselves in position to win games last year with the struggling O-line, new offensive scheme, you need somebody that can play off schedule and make big plays off of that. Jalen Milroe was our best option, and he was the best option in the quarterback room last year. That was the argument all season. Not that Ty Simpson was trash, not that he wasn't going to be good, not that he wasn't him, just he wasn't the best option for the offense. Big Frank said, "You're not a fan. That's your take." Yeah, it's your take, and it's trash. And it's trash that you keep saying that Ryan Williams is wide receiver 1. He's not wide receiver 1, bro. I told you this before the Florida State game, and what he come in and do against Florida State. 3 drops. Then what he come in and do against Wisconsin, 2 drops. Then what he come and do against Georgia, 2 more drops. He's leading the teams in drops right now. He's not leading in anything else. He's not leading in receptions. He's not leading in receiving yards. He's not receiving in touchdowns. Leading in touchdowns. He's not leading the route receivers in pancake blocks. He's leading in drops and second in targets. Second most targeted. And that's only because he missed the game. So tell me. Tell me how he's wide. You said it before the season started. I ain't jinxing him. I've been calling this since last year, man. Even the Georgia game last year, he made some plays in the Georgia game, but they were not on schedule. The first tip pass he caught, great concentration, great acrobatic play. The big play to score to take the lead, great play, great acrobatic play. But what about the dig rod that he missed? What about the coverages when they drop 2 and instead of sitting in the curl, he trying to turn out to go to the flats and you got somebody diving to the flats? What about when you're reading too high and you see the strong side safety roll down to cover you and you're breaking inside instead of breaking outside the hash? And it's your read. Those are the things that I'm talking about with Ryan Williams that I've been saying for the longest with him, that y'all need to just take the tension off of him, because now the tension is on him. And now instead of talking about him just dropping passes, you got people talking about him holding a teddy bear and to get his fingernails painted. That has nothing to do with his production on the field. I talk about the young man's production on the field. Ryan Williams versus press coverage is way more motivated than Ryan Williams off of soft man coverage. He don't like that. When they able to touch him late in the route, he don't like that. Somebody noticed that. Somebody's noticing that. If Coach Smoot seen it, somebody else seen it that's getting paid to see it, right? He said I sound Fairweather for doing football takes. How's that Fairweather and it's factual? How's it Fairweather when it's factual, goofy? I literally just stated facts. Frank, call the phone line. The phone line is open. You scared to call the phone line because you probably don't know what you're talking about for real. You feel safe behind the keyboard. Mary J, I'm leaving the phone line open for 5 more minutes for Big Frank. If he don't call in and say what he got to say instead of running up the chat, trying to spam the chat with his bulls. Let me see. Mic check. All right, we good. We back. Appreciate y'all for waiting around. Big Frank, tap in. Phone line 334-665-1121. Daniel Wright says what? Let me see what y'all saying, because I know y'all waited till I got off trying to talk crazy. We can point out something wrong with anybody. You sound Fairweather. Yeah, but you don't seem to want to point out everything that's wrong with Ryan Williams, though. Funny how ironic that logic works when you try to turn it on somebody. You're literally doing what you're calling yourself. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? B-Rob, I'm back. Call in Big Frank talk. He ain't gonna talk. He ain't gonna call in. He ain't gonna call you. He ain't gonna call in. He ain't gonna call in. B-Rob said it's boring. You ain't gotta be here. I like when trolls come in trying to talk crazy and don't talk football. Big Frank, you got 1 minute. I took time to reset my soundboard and everything, and you still ain't called in. You still typing. Going against everything I said last year. What you mean everything I said last year? About Ryan Williams? If anybody that's been following Coach Smoot for the longest, I think I got more hate for being on the Ryan Williams going to take time to develop train. Y'all allowed them a few games to get y'all hype about him. He made some big plays. Whoop-de-doo. I saw Julio do the same thing, but even Julio had to develop. At least Julio was 6'4", 210. That's what made him a difference. 4.4 speed, 38-inch vert. Strong route running. He had freshman drops. Sophomore slump. I said the same thing about Julio. And I was only 16, 17 then. Yeah. Coach Mook, you should be a coach on the Bama staff. We know you take no. Nah, bro, I wouldn't last on that staff, man. I care too much about them boys. I end up being more so fans of them boys. I more so care about recruiting. I'll probably be on the OC side of quality control, doing analytics and stuff, learning the ins and outs. College football game calling and coaching is a whole different. Oh, please let this be Big Frank on the 209. Please, the 409, please.
Mikey, roll tide.
Mikey. Yo, Mikey, what's up, man? You in the game? Talk to me, my boy.
What's going on, Coach Smook, with you, man? Roll tide, man. What's going on?
That much, man. I'm trying to get Big Frank on this call-in line. He real adamant about this Ryan Williams support and all this other stuff and making all these claims talking about I'm going against everything I said last year. I'm trying to figure out when he want to type these paragraphs. I ain't got time to read paragraphs. Call in. What's up with you, though, Micah? How you feeling tonight?
Man, I'm feeling good. I'm just ready for 2:30 tomorrow, man.
2:30 kickoff, baby.
I'm ready for what the Tide got, ready for us, man. I want that defense to be set out. I want them to stand on business. I'm glad and I'm proud of them boys for not responding to the rap boys,
Facts.
They locked in. Pavi and them throwing jabs at us and we ain't been responding. We gonna, physicality gonna get us to win.
Facts.
Clicking, defense click. We get up out of there with a win at home, man. That's how I'm feeling.
100%. What's your score prediction? You said?
I got it 45-21.
45-21.
Yeah, 45-21. That's my prediction.
I'm liking the confidence behind a lot of the Bama fan base's predictions. And I get where y'all getting it from, man. The strong game against Georgia, even though the scoreboard won't say it.
You won't tell the story.
Yeah, it was a dominant game, but I beg y'all, late tonight, we about to be off the show in about 20 minutes here. I beg y'all to go and watch Vanderbilt play week. And I mean, you can just go and watch most of the highlight cuts from each game and see how this team is playing. Because the Utah State game, they were tested, right? South Carolina game, they were tested early.
Right.
And you can learn some things about them. This is a physical team. And if you go look at the roster, we went about it on the show this morning. Graduate transfer here, graduate transfer there, 5th-year senior red shirt senior here, red shirt junior here, senior transfer here, junior transfer. Like, they got a lot of veteran. They literally we could say what do they call when you add a team to the league? I forget what they call, but that first year team where they get so many draft picks from rosters, and you get your cut of whatever players. Expansion team. They're like an expansion team. Vanderbilt right now, age-wise, is an expansion team. I think their average age on roster is 22.
Right. So they got a lot of veterans. They got a lot of like leaders and like people that got experience.
They got grown men. They got men with mortgages. They got grown men with kids on this staff. You got right now. You have grown men on this roster that make more than their coaches. Like grown men, not an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old. You're talking about 22, 23-year-olds that make more than their coaches because of what they make in NIL and don't have to spend anything on school because they're basically signing in, registering for enough classes to stay NCAA qualified, and they're waking up and tapping the computer so they can make an A in imaginary studies.
Right.
That's what Vanderbilt has the luxury of right now. Nothing but dedication. Majority of their roster, 70% of their roster, has nothing but time to dedicate to facilities, film study, development, recovery. That's it.
So, Smoke, let me ask you something. What's your most concern from both sides of the ball tomorrow, from the offense and the defense? What's your concern?
Offensively, I don't have many concerns. I just hope we stay on pace as far as play calling. Ryan Grubb can get excited sometimes and get to that passing game. And by all means, if it's working, utilize it. But I like the fact that he forced the run game so that we could stay balanced and kept Georgia's defense unbalanced. So just stay with the pace of play calling offensively. Defensively, just discipline. Containing the edge is the primary thing. I know we're giving Damani Jackson a lot of flack, but last year we missed more tackles than we made, if that makes sense. Like the tackles that mattered, we missed more than we made. And that can't happen this season. That can't happen tomorrow. And I don't think that the edge containment issue is going to be an issue going forward. That's not something that Alabama has traditionally struggled with, even under Kane Womack. You get one-offs in every season. I think that's the one-off there because Florida State, they didn't necessarily do it with scheme. They just did it with lack of effort. We had guys in position to make plays and flow with this defense last week against Georgia. Just didn't execute on the perimeter, force it back inside. Let's get it all working together, and then we can start talking about where guys need to get moved from and what needs to be changed as far as schematics.
Nah, facts, all facts. Yep. I think we pulled it off though, man. I understand Vandy got a nice team in defense and they got a offense. They got a nice squad over there, so it's like I'm not underestimating them from that point. But I do think with the trash talk that Bama's had to deal with from us losing to them last season and all odds really being against us, even though we're the favorites, people still think like we can still be upset. But I think they knocked Pavi out of the game, man. That's just my personal opinion.
I think it happens. I said it, and we didn't do it in the live game simulation. I did a warm-up game Tuesday. I wish I had posted that one because Pavi got knocked out in the first drive of that game, bro.
Yeah, that's my prediction, bro. I think he gets knocked out of the game.
I mean the hit that I put on him came from Drake Kirkpatrick coming from the second level. He was rolling out to the right sideline, and Drake caught him on the sideline. And they the hit on the game, while I was playing it, and mind you, I wasn't live, but I said out loud, I said, "Oh, they reviewing that." You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's going to be that type of hit to where he might get hit in the helmet. He might take a head lashing whiplash type hit, but I don't think it's going to be a dirty hit. He's a tough guy, but tomorrow I feel like he might meet his match, especially with one of them young guys on the field. Dijon Lee catching him coming off on. I like Dijon against Diego. I like Dijon against any quarterback in the league right now. The way he been hitting.
And that's why I say, Smook, I think we need to have more DBs into that scheme that won't make us running. Like at least to where we can force Pavia to use his arm a little bit. But
come
on, these linebackers out there, they can't really keep up with him like that, running sideline to sideline. In my opinion, he always got a step ahead of one of them. So I want to see more Drake Kirkpatrick out there, or just put a safety out there.
You know what's going to be scary? You know what's going to be scary if you do that, brother? And I don't mean to keep cutting you off, but you making some good points. What's going to be scary is if you go into that dime personnel, not necessarily the dime formation, but dime personnel meaning 2 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, 6 DBs. That's a dangerous formation to have out there when you got athletic offensive linemen from Vanderbilt that can get out in space and get a hat on the body. You don't want 175, 190 pound DBs out there trying to fight off those blocks. Tight ends, 255, 265 pounds getting downfield. Running backs coming out of the backfield, setting up, quick screens and things of that nature. Then you get sucked inside to play the run, and now you're getting beat over top from the play action and the eye candy. So I think right now, personnel-wise, if we're going to continue to show the cover 3, if we're going to show cover 3 pre-snap like we've been doing with the one high safety, walk Bray Hubbard down in the box. But I need that overhang DB or that nickel corner. I need him off the line of scrimmage so that we can have a contained element down the seam. We need contained elements on both seams at all times. I don't care what you do with the boundary, but contained elements on the seams. I don't think this is a game where we can leave one guy primarily responsible for a high percentage of play calling to protect the seams. I just don't trust it against Vanderbilt with all the eye candy and RPO and motion, pre-snap motion. I don't trust it.
Yeah, facts. You're not lying about that. I think we still get this one. So what's your score prediction, man? You ain't tell me yours.
I keep changing mine because I'm getting the more I break it down, the more I look at numbers and different tendencies from this game. My original score prediction, I think I had 34-17. I think that was my first score prediction, but I'm starting to see some things and feel like things come to your remembrance about last year's game. When you start slowing down in those last moments before the game day start coming, you be like, man, that did happen last year. Do y'all remember last year Malachi Moore dropped an interception in the first quarter?
I remember that.
Malachi Moore dropped one. And then I think I want to say Xavier Brown was in position for an interception and just didn't turn his head around and got a pass interference. We gave Vanderbilt 5 third down conversions last year off of penalties.
I remember that.
We missed 16 tackles in this game. Vanderbilt
was
still
something
allowed us to almost have 400 total yards of production on offense, and only won by 5 at home.
And that's why I say I think, and you got to think too, even when, not to bring Milroe up in a bad light or nothing, but he threw an interception, a pick six, the first play,
Come on, man. That's a momentum thing on the road, and you still only come back to lose by 5. You had a chance to take the lead at one point in that game, didn't you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we was down 3 points, if we would have got a stop, we would have been able to come back. But what they do that time, they gave up a touchdown again. So it's like, and it was a 4th and 2 pass. That's what was crazy.
That's what hurt. But when you got to think, man, the defense been out there for 40-something minutes at that point.
Game.
Right.
Oh, yeah, right. Back. Then Vinny had like a 40-minute time possession.
Man, 42 minutes.
So that's insane itself. And
they lose by 5, bro.
And come on, man, that's the thing. We lost by 5 points. So it's like,
not even a full possession. Not even a full possession.
I just don't see us losing to Vandy, man. And it's like, I respect them as a program, though, but not this year, man. People feeding them a lot of rap for, they eating it all up. And
yeah.
I like that. I like that they, fighting the bait from everybody else around. But tomorrow, Bama gonna punch them in the mouth. I believe that.
Oh yeah.
I think this gonna be the game. Even though they have a solid run defense, that our offense is going to get that run game clicking on Vandy. I believe it.
I think we see 4 or 5 explosive runs tomorrow. And I ain't talking about like the Georgia explosives. Explosives for us in this offense. Dylan Johnson, what he would have opportunities to do with the amount of carries he had that second year at Washington under the Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb system. The reason why he would have a big 2 or 3 big runs a game is because he was getting 25 carries a game. You're not going to see that from our back. So I think for every 6 or 7 carries in this game, I think we'll see an explosive run. And if we're handing the ball off 28 to 30 times a game, you're going to get 4 to 5, maybe 5 explosives opportunities in this game. If we hit on 3 out of those 4 or 3 out of those 5 opportunities, that's Vanderbilt's in a disarray because their secondary is not containing our receiving core, and we can go 5 wide and keep them from being able to crowd the line of scrimmage or whatever. But I don't think that's balanced play calling. I don't think that's effective for what you want to project going forward with your offensive line.
Fact.
So I think we're in a good spot. And the more we talk about these matchups, man, I think right now. Of course, our concern is defense, but I think we have a certain type of edge this year with the defense. Kane Womack did everything right and didn't get the right output last year. And I ain't gonna say everything right. Coming out into that 3-3, that true 3-3 look, that was horrible. But to see the wolf floating across the front now when he's standing up, I don't mind it when you have aggressiveness like Quay Roussard showed in the first half against Georgia, and then what you saw to end the game from Yanzi Pierre.
Exactly.
So it's just all about everything flowing together, man. I appreciate you for calling in, though, my guy Mikey. Any final thoughts, my guy?
Man, it's good, man. I'm gonna tap in with you tomorrow, man. And call in to the line. We talk a little both, but it's good, man. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, my guy. I appreciate you for supporting the Coach Smoot Network, man. Tap in again. Yes, sir. Hey, y'all give it up for my guy Mikey, man. We got some good phone calls tonight. That's the last call on the night, though. That's the last call on the night. I hate to close it on y'all like that, but we done went way past our time. Actually, we're coming up on the 2:20 mark. Well, 2:25. So I appreciate y'all for tapping in again. Let's go back to the front. And once again, man, support the content. Support the content. We'll come in tomorrow with our pregame kickoff show. It'll be a little different tomorrow. Y'all just tune in. If y'all really want to know what's happening, tune in tomorrow. James Love says Bama 39, Vanderbilt 17. I like that. That's kind of sort of to what I feel this game is going to be. If Vanderbilt gets into the 30s, we're in trouble. I think we win a shootout, but if Vanderbilt getting in the 30s, I think we got a real defensive problem, and now we can start having that conversation, right, about some serious adjustments as far as personnel, as far as scheme. If Vanderbilt's able to do the same thing they did last year against us, now we have a problem. Kane Womack hasn't been beat the same way twice. He hasn't been beat the same way twice. I will give him that. So we in a good spot. But once again, thank y'all for tapping into the Coach Smoot call-in show live here on the Coach Smoot Network. Again, if you want to continue to support and donate, man, we got multiple opportunities here. First off, you got the AAA membership. That's this QR code. You want to scan that. That's the easy way to join the YouTube channel and become a member. Get that wristband. Show your support for the Coach Smooth Network and how much you love being a part of AAA family. Make sure you click that bad boy right there. And then after that, if you want to donate past that monetarily, we got Cash App right there. That's the network Cash App. Make sure you scan that. You can scan that from your phone right now or screenshot it in, long press it if you got an iPhone, and it'll take you to that Cash App. Donate, man. We got a big event that we coming up on tomorrow. Could definitely use your support for the network and some of the movement that we're going to have tomorrow. Definitely appreciate anytime we moving around, man. We have some angels, man, some rams in the bush that always support. I go broke monthly with my personal spending. Like, I have my budget, and a lot of times it's not nowhere near what I feel like I should have to be able to spend on myself, right? Past my bills and past what I got to do responsibility wise. And I usually have nothing after paying subscriptions for what we do with this network. So when you all donate and support, it goes directly back into the network. It doesn't help me personally. It helps the network. It helps us move around and get to some other spots and do other things, get access badges, pay for this wristband, pay for this camera chip or this lapel mic or this lighting, right? Small things that we can pick up on the fly when we out there. So when y'all support that way, it's greatly appreciated. It doesn't go to waste. It's not like I'm out here going and buying drinks off of it, buying food off. No, we don't get to do that. We don't get to do that. That's why that's why God got other things set up in place. But for the network, when you donate to the Coach Smooth Network, when you send it to those network money accounts or whatever you want to call them, it's literally utilized for the network. All right, so Cash App is there, and then also you got PayPal. We got PayPal right here. I got to leave it up for a few seconds so people can actually scan it, screenshot it, do whatever they want to do. I got messages, got emails saying that we was moving too fast. Had to send out the Cash App and PayPal info separately after the show. Don't want to do that because I missed the dono last week. Our guy Justin came through on the Venmo side and donated, and in September we got his name on the banner. No, it's not his name, not Justin. Will Deal came through and donated $20 on Venmo, and we acknowledged him on the stream the following day. But if I had been paying attention and taking my time, it's hard for me to ask for money, chat, when it comes to this. I've been in situations where people have taken my brand and my name and tried to, tie it to some things that I never would want to be tied to, right? And handling people's money is a sticky situation, man. But I care enough to be transparent and be authentic. I don't have nothing to hide, man. I want this to work so bad that I do not take it lightly when you all say that without saying it. And one of the ways is by donating. And when you do that, that's why I acknowledge it live. It's not just something that I saw on somebody else's stream. I do that in real life. If you've ever sent me something as a love offering or as like a token of love, I thank you. So why wouldn't I do it in public? If I do it in private, why wouldn't I do it in public? Something that's something that we can pass on. So that's PayPal there. And if you want to check out the merch, man, don't forget to go check out the merch, y'all. Don't forget to go check out the merch, AAA ! Merch in the chat, and it'll pull up our merch. And I'm with it, man. Our merch. I wish I had some. I don't know what happened to my order. I had to call the help desk. They supposed to be sending my 4 shirts out. I think I get them October 19th or something like that. The shipping on it is a little bit delayed, but my first order got messed up. I was able to talk to somebody and they got it squared away. So hopefully, I think it's the 12th or the 19th. This is one of those team days in October. I'll have my shirt, so y'all be seeing your boy rocking some merch on the stream and while we outside with your boy. But outside of that, man, thank you to all our sponsors, everybody that's supporting every day, AAA members, our sponsors that's supporting the network. We got some big deals coming up. This month of October is being evaluated by a couple networks. We got some opportunities we're taking advantage of or trying to take advantage of. Keep praying for your boy. And remember, I'm out here, man. Tomorrow, if you're on campus tomorrow at the Alabama versus Vanderbilt game, hit me up through socials, DM, or jump in the Discord, and I'll be more than willing to link up and mingle and talk and chat and enjoy some festivities with y'all. But when you see me, you better holler at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smooth. I mean, for real. Tomorrow at the Vanderbilt game, when you see me in them streets, holler at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smoot. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be blessed. Much love and have a great night. Roll Tide, roll. Catch y'all on the next one. Be blessed, y'all.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smoot.
Put me in the game, Coach Smoot. Put me in the game, Coach Smoot.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smoot. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smoot.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Hit hard like a tackle, making plays, I'm about to break some. Keep me off the ball, I run it back, I'm about to shake some. Ready to play, I'm ready to play. Hit hard like a tackle, making plays, I'm about to break some. Keep me off the ball, I run it back, I'm about to shake some. Ready to play, I'm ready to play. Hit hard like a tackle, making plays, I'm about to break some. Keep me off the ball, I run it back.